Hello, Mr. Jonathan. Can you hear me? Wait, let's see. I'm probably using the wrong. Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, man?
Fucking earphones. Hold on a second. How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. I was having problems with my fucking earphones, dude. My earphones are crapping on me.
Yeah, I'm having some technical issues myself.
Yeah. I hate it, man, but I always go through fucking earphones all the time. I never know why. Maybe there's just some cheap ass fucking brands of earphones. So what you been doing today?
Yeah. What have I been doing today? What did I do? Been drinking a lot of beer.
Oh.
I don't know. I did some dishes and I don't know. Balanced my checkbook. Pretty depressing. So what have you been doing, man?
Oh, just sitting here at home. The kids went off to the state fair, so it's here in Texas. Well, the county fair, I should say, or whatever it's called. I don't know what the fuck. They change the name every 5 minutes, it seems. But it's a place with big carnival rides. It's a place, where the kids can go and mess around. So they're going to be there for a while. And I thought I'd take the opportunity to have a somewhat of an early hangout while everybody's gone.
Cool.
Because I don't like to be disturbed.
Sure. I just uploaded a little short video. You know, the Pope is in the U.S., so I did a little short Pope video.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, he's supposed to be showing up in Philadelphia, isn't he? That's what I heard.
Yeah, he just came over from Cuba and landed in D.C. and he's going to do some time in D.C. and then New York, and then he's going to end up in Philly. And yeah, it's kind of cool, man. This Pope is more of a liberal type Pope,
Yep.
and a lot of the Protestants, well, Protestant Christians, they think the Catholic Church is satanic and the Pope is evil. But I think it's kind of funny that me being an atheist actually kind of like this Pope. He's headed in the right direction. I think I like him more than the Christians around here, which is kind of funny.
Yep, I remember a specific story about him. Where this lesbian couple wasn't too happy with the way, some Catholics were treating them. And they actually wrote a letter to the Pope asking him if he'd do something about it. And he sent them a letter back, he replied to him. And he said, I forgot the specifics, but he said, he basically, paraphrasing here, he basically said that he was sending them blessings, and then that they shouldn't be treated that way, and he was going to look into it. I was like, damn, dude. You figure a religious person like that would have been the opposite way, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty liberal Pope, and he's still anti-abortion, and if you're going to get divorced, you have to go through this, that, and the other. I mean, he's still crazy religious. Still they're going to tell the people in South Africa, they can't use condoms and stuff, which is horrible because AIDS and stuff. But I mean, in general, though, I mean, he's he's more liberal of the popes, and I mean that's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
But
Well,
it's still a bunch of
that's a nice
BS.
one.
Hello, Maria. How's it going?
Same as always.
Well, that's good.
Actually,
Yeah.
I actually found something a couple of days ago for you. You might want to look into it.
Okay. Can you give me a link in the side here?
Yes, of course. Let me find it real quick.
Okay.
Let's keep it. It make
Hey,
me my jaw drop.
my computer's acting really screwed up. I'm gonna have to restart.
Okay. Hope you could
And
come back, Jonathan.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been sitting here making editing and making a video all day, Because
Yeah.
now I could use fancy shit in my videos, and it's taking a lot of time to make them. A longer time.
Yeah. You might want to look into this. This made my jaw just drop to the ground, straight through the core of the planet.
Damn.
It's that fucking bad.
Let me see this shit. Are you fucking serious? Wow. Wow. I'm gonna have to read this in more depth later. But damn, dude, the title alone is fucking retarded. I'm not saying the person writing the blog is retarded, but the title is retarded. Wow. That's fucking insane, Maria. Damn. Wow. Are you there? Maria? Maria, are you there? Oh, he dropped. Okay. To Alec Visser. My son's name is Giovanni and Donicio. Two of them. And I got two boys. If anybody else wants to come in, the link is in the description. I'm not sending it out to anybody anymore. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. You back, Maria? Are you there? Maria.
Hello.
Hey, Blaster Master, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good. Just sitting here making videos.
Ah, yes. You're good at that.
I'm in the middle of making dinner. Well, got the ribs in the oven anyway.
Yeah. Ooh, ribs. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Damn. Fucking teaser over here.
I'm back.
Okay, Maria. Yeah, I was wondering what was going on because it seemed like you were having a issue with your audio.
Oh yeah, my internet is awful these days.
Oh shit.
I'm going to have a fight with my ISP tomorrow.
Yeah,
So how did you like that news article?
that's definitely a kick in the fucking nuts, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I thought you would appreciate a news article like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a video about it.
Yeah, I was actually also planning to do one. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Saudi Arabia? Come on.
I know, right? They're one of I don't know, man. That's fucking nuts, dude. I can't even fathom the way fucking people are thinking right now.
It makes me cry.
Yeah, it does me too. You know, because people's heads are obviously up their fucking asses with this one if they want Saudi Arabia to run things. Big mistake. Big, big, big mistake.
Yep. Like Saudi Arabia is like the last place you would find basic human rights.
Yeah.
Well, that and maybe North Korea.
To
Because they would much rather behead you than let you fucking live your own life. Ha!
No,
Well,
you gotta be afraid, man.
yeah. What would possess a fucking individual to let someone be the head of or country be a head of something like that? That is so fucking horrible, dude. I mean, damn, those fucking Saudis are crazy fuckers. What they behead what? How many people a week? I forgot the statistic, but it's a lot.
Too many.
Yeah.
One is too many.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
You know, my wife works with international students. Well, she did for the past probably I don't know 8 or 9 years.
Uh-huh.
And you know, I've had some pretty interesting conversations with a lot of Saudi guys. You know, they're well aware that their religion inhibits them. A lot of them are.
Yeah.
They'll be the first ones to criticize it.
Oh yeah. I wonder. I don't know, man. It's just so
Yet,
fucking
yet
complicated.
they go along with it. You know.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, I can't masturbate, I can't look at women, you know, and it's like, he's like, but I do anyway, you know. They're like, on the down low.
Yeah. It just amazes the fuck out of me. And no, Mr. Tennessee Gaming, I am not ignoring chat. I'm just trying to set everything up so that way I can keep an eye on my chat as well as the people within the Hangout. So now I'm looking at the chat. You don't have to worry about me ignoring the chat. I see it right in front of me.
oh snap! Oh, and I'm back again.
Yeah, because I'm in a bitchy mood today, man. I found someone sent me some shit on Facebook that I didn't like, and I'm a fucking bitchy fucker today.
Okay.
I avoid Facebook like the plague. I always like see like my family members posting like ignorant shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is why I don't go on here.
Yeah, all my kids, you know, my whole family went to the fair today. They're out there riding carnival rides and fucking all kinds of shit, eating cotton candy till they puke. And yeah, I'm here by myself, so I figured I'd have a fucking hangout.
Right on.
Yeah. Mr. Paul,
Hi, John.
what's up?
What do you do? Wait till this camera's on all the time, right? Because you know I went up to lay down for a little while. Because every time I go to lay down for a little while, there you are.
I could see the inside of your room, Paul.
Must be able to-
Now I see his camera now.
I got hidden cameras in Paul's house. Every time he goes to bed, I start a hangout so you can get out of bed to join.
I usually don't go up that early. I just going to lay up there for a little while before you start at one.
Yeah.
Only plan to stay about an hour.
Yeah. Well, I started one because all my kids and everybody went to the fair, and they're all having a good time over there. So I decided to start a hangout while nobody's here. And I hate people who butt into my fucking business, and my kids are horrible with that. They always want to see what I'm talking about with you guys. I hate that shit. Miss Albany, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. How are you guys?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I just.
Someone got pissed off at me today. I guess they thought I was ignoring the chat.
People get hurt.
Yeah.
In your life.
Yeah, I was setting things up so I can, get everything situated.
How sad must someone's life be if they get offended over you not answering their chat right away? Their life must suck. All right.
Nope.
Some people need the attention,
That's what I say.
Well, PW finally got his video up.
Yeah, I watched it. I'm still trying to swallow it and digest it, so it'll be a while before I have an opinion on it.
That'll be fun.
Huh?
Oh, no.
Oh. What do you think, Paul?
I think he's right on the money. Like I said, I hope to talk to him because, I have nothing big, but I'll wait till if he comes around. But
Well,
I was in the service, and around that time, it was like the '60s and stuff like that. You had city burnings and stuff. But
Yeah.
that's not what I really want to talk about.
Damn it.
Well, I sent him another invite, so we'll see if it gets it. Maybe we can get him to come in here so you guys can talk.
Yeah, like I say, it's nothing really mind-blowing. It's just discussion between me and this other individual who was of the other race. I hate the expression races.
Well, race to me is nothing more than a fucking social construct designed to divide and separate people. We're all human beings.
Yeah. So anyway, like I say, and we had a long talk with this guy because a lot of shit was going down, and I have always been very frank about shit.
Yeah.
And I never had to apologize or anything because basically he was going on about being a slave, and I looked at him. I said, "You've never been a damn slave, so don't drop that on me.
Mm-hmm.
I never owned slaves, and you were never a slave. I am not beholden to any faults of any, ancestors."
So can someone fill me in?
We were talking about slavery.
Well, I got that. I'm asking.
Oh.
Okay, PC didn't have nothing to say about that, but it still has to do with, race issues, And it's like walking a fine line with everything. Bullshit, And he's talking about atheism unstoppable. And when he first came out with stuff, I'm listening to him and get a little irritated. But as I'm listening to unstoppable, he's quoting facts. Hard to digest, but that's just the way it is.
Uncomfortable truths.
Right. I mean, nobody's putting any individual down. You're not responsible for anybody but your own actions. And let's go from there. And like you said, I love that police officer at the end of the video. You can see the frustration he was going through.
Yeah, but I have a question though. How do I say it? Like say, which one was the one that got killed on the sidewalk? Was it
It was a girl who was doing her homework. I know that.
No. I'm talking about that other guy who was selling cigarettes without them being taxed.
Oh, and he got choked to death?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's his name?
I have no idea offhand.
I
It's
can't
terrible,
remember off the top of my head.
but I don't remember my own name. That's why I have a driver's license so I can look at it.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, granted, what he was doing on the sidewalk was illegal, and he wasn't supposed to be doing that because they weren't taxed, whatever. But did he really deserve death for that?
No. That was an overreaction of the situation.
Yeah.
That's all that was. I mean, that's not just all it was. But nobody said, I'm going to kill myself somebody today. It's none of that crap, It was a bad situation that got out of hand. And unfortunately, when you have humans involved, surprise, surprise, shit gets out of hand.
Yeah.
I've had guns drawn on me for having headlights out, so...
I've never had that.
Boo, let me tell you, man, it is another feeling to have a weapon pointed at you and you're staring down that fucking barrel, man.
I understand, but I tell you one thing, I'd be getting myself a lawyer for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Especially today. No. You're stepping outside your bounds. If I stop as soon as I can, because you have to stop in a safe position, and I don't give no grievance to anybody because I talk directly to everybody.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with authority. I have a waitress come to my place, and I thank her for her job. I tell her, thank you for the order, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
That's how I am. I want them to treat me right, and I want to treat them right. That's it.
Yeah. What do you think, Albany?
About what? Sorry.
Oh. we were talking about
somebody's got trains.
Yeah, somebody's got trains. I hear them in the background.
That's all right.
We live right by a switching yard.
I digress real quickly. The woman who just died a little year ago, a friend of mine, their family was railroad, and they loved the sound of railroad trains.
Yeah. But we were talking about atheism was unstoppable, and the way that he delivers his message, I should say, about these issues involving Black Lives Matter, or black people getting arrested or killed or stuff like that, Albany. And I brought up that one guy who was selling cigarettes illegally on the sidewalk, and the cops ended up killing him over that. My question was, did he really deserve a death sentence for what he did? And that's basically what we're talking about now.
Well, first, I don't have an opinion on atheism is unstoppable solely because I haven't given him the time of day. I've seen the way he talks to people, and I completely understand being a douche to people that come off as assholes. But he's just he just seems like a prick. Like he has a cactus a little too far up his ass. So I don't know much about him, and I haven't heard the story with the cop. But for me, it seems it's amazing how we say we put all this money into law enforcement and we help officers understand that you don't take extreme measures unless they're absolutely necessary. And when they don't do that, it's unfortunate and it's bad. And for me, it's one of those reasons why I completely support body cams on all officers, and they're on moment that cop is on duty. So, but I think if there's an unlawful killing and it could have been prevented incredibly easily, that person should lose their job. No pension, no fucking nothing. If you don't do your job, you get fired. And especially when you're in a position like that where you take a human life when it's not necessary, fuck you.
Yeah.
But, like I said, know the whole story, and if it is as basic as this kid was, breaking the law and the cops killed him, I don't know if... Yeah, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, too, we always assume that everybody gets good training.
Yeah, they don't. None of them do. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. Go ahead, Albany.
It's just to say it's unfortunate. My grandfather he was a highway patrolman for the whole state of Montana, and he loved his job. And my grandpa always had this rule: he would never pull anyone over to give them a ticket. Never. No matter how much they were speeding or what they were doing, And if you gave my grandpa an excuse, whether you were speeding or doing something stupid, he would let you go if he'd never heard it before. And for example, there was a teenager in an abandoned parking lot next to like some store, and they got a call because of noise complaints, and he was doing burnouts and donuts in the parking lot. So my grandpa went to tell him to knock this shit off, and the kid was like, "Oh well, I work at this chicken factory, and my foot's greasy, so I must have slipped on the clutch." And my grandpa thought it was the funniest thing ever, and he's like, "I know you're lying, but good one." And he let him go. For me, my grandpa was the best example of an officer.
Yeah.
He's just a great man, and it's disheartening. And part of me is almost glad he's not around today, just so he doesn't see the mockery of what the police force has become.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's partially to do with the idea that they've kind of dumbed police down. Like there's requirements in certain states that you have to have like a low IQ to become a cop.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Well, in that case, why just not give a fucking caveman a fucking bazooka?
That's pretty much what they do.
Or give cops a kills this many people quota.
Right.
Damn.
As long as they're like of color.
Yeah.
And that's probably the reason I will never live in the United States, even if I get paid.
Well, one time, I-95 and stuff like that, was nothing unusual for somebody to get pulled over. Well, before even I-95, you go down to Florida, you go through a lot of small towns, and then they'll put a sign up, 40 miles an hour, and not 2 feet beyond that, I'm exaggerating, but in no time at all, in a obscure area where a tree or bush has covered, it says 25. So, nothing new, really.
Tactics.
Yeah, nothing new, really. I mean,
they gotta make money somehow, right?
Yeah, there's bullshit always going on. That's why this guy, me, doesn't get surprised when I hear things, because I've been hearing shit all my life.
Yeah.
Surprise me. Give me a new story I haven't heard anymore before, and I'll let them go.
So I saw this Facebook article a while ago. It was about this sheriff in some small town who has literally like some sort of fucking armored vehicle as his sheriff car. I shit you not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty common. They've militarized the police.
It wasn't so much they militarized, they just dumped off their junk.
Well, I wonder when there will be the first Sheriff Abrams tank.
Now that's going to be backing off now. I hear a lot of shit's being pulled back.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's because
I think we should disarm them.
Well, that's the whole thing when we had that thing out there was in California years ago, the guy with the body armor, and they couldn't take him down.
Right.
It took him forever to get to him, and that's when I started re-escalating after that.
Yeah. It's just like that other story I saw where the cop pulled this guy over, right, and the guy got out of his car and started running, and then the cop ended up shooting him down 8 times in the back. And I was like, was that really a good excuse to shoot him in the back because he was running away? You know what I mean? I mean, you could at least went after him and tagged him with your taser or some shit.
Catch him later.
Yeah.
Catch him when he's asleep.
But that cop is being indicted for murder right now, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Everything ebbs and flows.
I mean,
I still remember as a child hearing about the freedom fighters or whatever they were called at the time, going down there to
yeah.
and disappearing. I remember hearing about lynchings and stuff on the news.
It's kind of scary that you have to be more scared of the cops than the criminals.
You know?
Yeah, but the problem is it doesn't take much, you know? It doesn't take much. You know, one grain of sand on the beach in the wrong place with your lover can mess up everything. And there's billions of sands around, you know? It doesn't take that much to look that bad.
Yeah.
When it all comes down to it, though, the cops in the United States, not my problem.
Like I said, I've never had a problem myself. Not that I won't, but never.
You probably won't because of your age.
Yeah, I know I'm fast.
I gotta love being European.
You know, I never felt so safe than when I lived in a country where the police weren't armed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they are armed here. Don't get me wrong. Like they have a gun on them, but they are not allowed to pull it if they do not get permission from their chief.
Where are you from?
Holland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't want no stray bullets hitting the dikes and having a flood.
Right.
Well, the dikes over here can withstand an atom bomb.
I know.
But it's like the cops here are not allowed to pull their gun without permission from their chief.
That's good.
And they are not allowed to shoot center mass. So they are not allowed to shoot at the head or the torso.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they are allowed to shoot at the arms and the legs.
That's how it should be to begin with here. I mean,
Yeah,
why
you-
do they have to make chest shots? I don't understand.
Well, they go for the head.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's it. I
Fuck.
understand.
Here in America, they go for center mass and the head and
Yep.
everywhere else.
Like, you have to be an incredible fucking tough guy walker after getting shot.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the leg. Because your leg won't be working after getting shot in there.
He
All right,
could-
guys. My wife just got home, so I'll take off here. It was good talking to you all.
All right, Blaster Master, thank you for coming by.
Yeah, sure. Catch you
The
later.
the boss is home. Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly.
The boss is home.
I usually
yeah.
real quick, I usually say that to people who have babies and stuff. I'll go up to them and go, oh, I see you got the boss.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they are not allowed to shoot center mass here. Hell, you can actually even insult the cops here without they are being allowed to arrest you.
Yeah.
Technically, that's supposed to be here too.
The little thing over here is pretty much this. It's how you say it to the cop. Like if you say "fuck you" to the cop, he will arrest you.
Yeah.
But if you say to the cop, "I think you should go fuck yourself," ta-da! You will go free.
You know what? During the last job, one of the last main jobs that I had, when I first started, they told me that I had two choices when it comes to an individual escaping confinement. You could either shoot him center mass or the head. You got to shoot to kill.
Jesus,
Damn.
That's fucking insane.
And I had to sign paperwork when I got certified for my AR-15. So.
Why would you even need a big gun like that? Why would you even need a gun anyway?
Well, that's the way they work, I guess, especially here in Texas. Everybody's got a gun in their backyard, inside their house, inside their car, probably in their fucking tires. But yeah, it's a crazy country, Maria. It really is. And my whole big issue with a lot of these cops is the fact that after Michael Brown was killed, some of these cops got together and made a tombstone of him and made some really harsh, bad, nasty comments on that tombstone about him. And they were basically calling him a coward and shit like that, and you know that they didn't understand why everybody was so upset about his death or stuff like that. And well, it's simple to understand, really. You know, when a criminal is engaged with the police, you know, unless it is directly affecting your life, man, you don't have to shoot them fucking dead in the street, you know. And
I got something for you to check. Check back in the 20s, I guess it would be, when you had Ford Motor Company. They had a strike and that stuff, and they had cops shooting people. So it's nothing that's new. Nothing that's new at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't justify it. Just saying it's nothing new.
Yeah.
To be surprised means you don't know your history.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I was saying, I watched PW's video today, and I'm still thinking about everything before I come up with something to write on his comment section.
I think I wrote something already. It was short and sweet.
Yeah. He's good with those fucking graphics on that video, that's for damn sure. Hey, did you see Miley Cyrus swing across the fucking screen?
Yeah.
She was on that wrecking ball. So what you been up to today, Albany?
Oh, just finally relaxing. Sorry, I'm not talking much. It's just like it feels nice not to have to yell at anyone or.
Oh.
You don't have to yell here.
I've just been in like so many debates today and kids, and I bleached my hair, which was fun, and I don't know, just relaxing now.
Yeah, I have to say that I like your setup for your new film room.
Thank you. I'm really excited, and my dad surprised me for my birthday. He actually bought me this huge camera set, so I don't have to go buy. I don't have to save up for a camera now. It's a camera with the tripod, a portable microphone,
Oh, wow.
64 gigabyte or whatever the fuck it is, memory card, and it's the whole shebang. So.
Oh wow! Do you got a photo editor? Or a video editor? Or do you still got to get one?
No, it actually we use it came with our computer. It's the Sony Vegas 12 or something.
Oh, you lucky.
Yeah, it came with our computer. So my husband, he can work it like nobody's business. So he's been sitting down with me and teaching me stuff. I can do basic like lighting editing, but he's gonna teach me this week how to trim in the middle of videos and all that fun stuff.
That's cool.
I'm excited. I can't wait to actually. I haven't had a decent microphone for 4 years.
Yeah.
Or not microphone, camera. So.
You mean women know how to do this stuff? Wow.
We're finally learning.
You're learning. Oh boy.
Oh shit.
I ever tell you the time I was working for Rocky's Ace Hardware. Rocky is the grandson of the founder of Ace Hardware, and he has his own stores of 30-something. So anyway, I come walking by. I was in the manager. She's like about 4'10", little thing, and a guy's giving her a hard time. You know, he asked her a question on some hardware stuff, and she gave the answer. And they give pretty good training. Plus, she does calculus. She's not stupid, you know. And I come walking by, and he goes, "Well, what are you thinking?" He goes on, blah 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 blah. I said, "What does she say?" Yeah. Well, no. Did she give you an answer? He goes, "Yeah." Well, that's the answer, and I walked away.
Thug life.
Yeah, she came over to me. Oh, thank you so much. I said, you know your stuff. If you don't know, you'd be, hey, Paul, what do you think about this? You know? I get so irritated.
Well, I'm out of here. My internet is shite. And I'm getting really pissed off at the moment. So
You
I'm
gotta
going to destroy my router.
You got to get some cops in there and straighten that out.
I'm going to burn down the HQ of my ISP.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Yeah, hope to see you again.
Bye.
And then there was 3.
Chirp.
And then there was quiet.
Then no one gave a shit.
No one gave a shit. Good. I can sync up the place. I got a picture of her somewhere. She does know I have it. But she put it on the internet. Oh, maybe it's in here. They don't like quiet like this on the radio or TV. Oh, there's Brandy. In her little Christmas outfit.
Well, I come back from using the bathroom, and that's what I see.
Oh, we lost what's her name? Where did she just jump out of here?
Huh?
That was the one I was talking about, Brandy, the one at the store.
Oh, okay.
The manager. Yeah, sweet little Brandy.
Do what?
I hated when the store closed because we didn't have enough business.
Yeah.
Bad location. It was a good location, a bad store. That's a whole.
Yeah.
No signage to speak of.
So, Paul, when are you going to get some new pictures for me to look at on your wall?
Well, there's other ones over here. You just can't see them.
Oh.
But I think I've shown them.
Yeah.
Files and stuff. I have 3 new ones, but no people per se.
guess it's a slow night. Nobody wants to come in and chat.
Be careful what you ask for. Real
Yeah.
quick, right? I'll be right back.
Okay.
No, this last show I went to, I didn't see anything was high enough of a caliber that I wanted to buy it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah, I could see it perfect. That's nice.
Yeah. And then she did this one too.
Oh wow.
And then I don't feel like pulling it apart, but there's like owl in here for my kid. He likes owls. So I only bought 3 pictures.
Man, they're nice.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on, Jonathan?
Oh man, my computer's just fried, dude. So I'm talking to you on my smartphone.
Let's see, I got a computer upstairs I'm not using. Laptop over there I'm not using.
So have you done any more barbecuing, Jonathan?
Oh, I don't know, man. I've done some. I haven't gone outside much, man. I've just kind of stayed indoors this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just been real lazy.
Yeah, because I miss those cookouts that you've been having, man.
Yeah.
I remember you used to make little videos about it. That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I need to get back on that, man. I mean, I got my grills and everything, and
Yeah.
I got some shrimp in the freezer, man. Maybe I should get the shish kebabs going or something.
Yeah. If you do film it, I like those videos, man.
Yeah, I especially do some shellfish, man, since it's an abomination, yo.
I know, right? You better watch it with them shellfish. You'll go to hell, Jonathan.
I know. You'll burn, 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 burn.
Oh, what a limited universe.
You better stop eating them shellfish, and you better stop wearing clothes of a different fabric, and we're all the same thing, man.
Yeah, I need to check the labels, man. I don't want to accidentally fall into hell, man. I better check the labels on the clothes, man. My underwear, dude. I better check the underwear.
Yeah, make sure you're wearing a cotton underwear or whatever underwear your preference is, and make sure everything else is the same too.
Man, if I was Mormon, I could get some of that holy underwear, man, and that shit would protect me from like bullets and shit.
Oh yeah, and then plus kicks to the nuts and everything.
Yeah, I hate kicks to the nuts. I'd like to.
If you're getting kicked to the nuts, you gotta talk to her nicely.
I want some God-blessed underwear to keep me from getting kicked in the nuts.
I'm gonna go get a soda right back. You got somebody to entertain you.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you could fly away with those magic underwear too, Jonathan.
Yeah, magic underwear. Man, dude, your channel's growing, dude. You know what? The last couple of videos you've done where you've been like trying some of your editing software and stuff, it's pretty cool, man. I dig it.
Yeah. Yeah, I recently got that editing software, and it's actually quite nice. I mean, I'm working on a video now.
Yeah, I need to get into some of that, dude, but my computer's just blah. But I need to put some money in the computer and get some software and all that stuff, but it's kind of hard, man. You know, I got my kids and, you know, kind of priorities and all that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I understand that.
Kids, hook them up on the Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get my truck into the shop, man. It's screwed up, and yeah, you know, just stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. How the kids doing, by the way?
Oh, they're doing good, man. They got like another week and a half or so, and then they get off for 2 weeks for fall break. They're really looking forward to that. My daughter's going to be 13 on Thursday, so got some presents. Going to go out to eat Thursday night. But I mean, you know, the grades are good, and everybody's happy. Nobody's in trouble, so hey, rock on.
They just started school. You know, the only break we ever got was Christmas.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, man. They're always out of school. It's crazy.
Fall break.
I know.
Well, now in Pennsylvania, they didn't start school till after Labor Day.
Yeah, they started like August 1st.
And I figure it's better after Labor Day because that's usually the last weekend the family can get together or walk someplace, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a 3-day weekend.
They're on like the year-round school stuff here. They're off like 2 months for summer.
Yeah. I think here where I'm at, I think that the kids are off of school around the same amount of time too, Jonathan.
Yeah.
I think so. Because my kids have been back to school now for a while. They've been there for a couple of weeks. And it's not too bad for them, I guess. I mean, they have to get back into the swing of things because they're too used to staying up fucking late in all hours of the night. You know, they all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah. I tell you what's crazy about, you know, being here in, I'm out right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. I'm in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, and my kids are always on honor roll, and they do really well. But the school that they're at, every time you make honor roll, you get coupons for free food from Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
It's like any time we had parent-teacher conferences, you know, I go and sit down with the teachers, and they have their little crucifixes around their neck, and they're like, "Have a blessed day." Yeah.
Have a blessed day.
And they've got like photos in the foyer of like policemen and cops holding up signs that says "God bless America" and stuff. And I mean, it's just down around here, dude. It's just saturated. It's, you know, they're always knocking on your doors or putting pamphlets on your windshields of your car at the grocery store, trying to work it in. It's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Shoot me now.
No, I got my kids that Richard Dawkins book, The Magic of Reality. It's a cool book.
Yeah.
How they deal with it?
No, well, I tell you, so far we really haven't had too many problems. About 3 or 4 years ago, when my daughter was like in 3rd or 4th grade, she came home upset one day because one of her friends at school said, "Well, you don't go to church, so that means you're going to go to hell." And so she came home all upset, and I had to explain to her, "Look, you know, there's no evidence of any sort of hell or any of that stuff, and where we live, everybody's indoctrinated and brainwashed and told all this crazy crap." And you know, I read her some of the stuff in the Bible, and she was just like, "That's impossible." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's, you know, it is what it is, but don't let that stuff get to you. You know, they have a right to believe what they believe, but try not to let it upset you."
Yeah. So welcome back to the chat room, Albany, and welcome to the chat room, Angry.
Hello.
Hello there. How's everybody doing this evening?
Hey, so sorry, our internet has been coming and going all day, so if it drops, that's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering why you left the chat. I figured maybe you were busy doing something.
I took it personal.
I was offended by all the men.
Yeah.
No.
Good. I'm doing my job.
Yeah, I'm naturally offensive. I've been told that.
I feel so masculine.
Hey, Albany, were you offended by the patriarchy?
I am all the time. There's not enough male tears in the world.
Albany, like your newest video there about
the words you should say.
cursing, stuff like that, and it's like trying to get God to say, well, which one's the other? Well, I can't say it, so, but you know, if you say it, you'll know, because you'll know. Nice.
I'm really glad people like that one, because I haven't put up any new ones, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just throw up an old one, and all the ones that I think are really bad, people tend to enjoy, so.
You never know.
Put up one about the Pope earlier today. A little thing about the Pope, since he's in the U.S. The Pope.
Yeah, I'm working on a video now. Now that I have that fancy video editor, man, I've been doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Cool.
Heaven help us. Pick the heaven of your choice.
There's no heaven, Paul.
Valhalla.
No Valhalla either.
Dang it.
That's why I thought, that my summer
What about
vacation
beer
is.
heaven?
Huh?
Beer heaven.
No, there is no beer in heaven. That's why we drink beer.
Well, I'm not going then. That's it. I'm not going. That reminds me of a song, since I'm here in Tennessee. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie, then I don't want to go.
Oh my God.
Little Hank there for you.
Love standards.
Oh, I heard somebody's phone. Oh, Robin.
Uh-oh.
Robin's in. Holy cow! We got a big hitter in the house.
Hold on, I'm all tied up in knots.
No, she's literally tied up.
Jesus Christ!
She
Freak show. Everyone just shut up and watch.
Pretty funny watching an old lady trying to get herself untied.
But you deliberately did it. But you deliberately did it to yourself, Robin. From what I hear.
It's a lot of fun that way. Come on now.
Robin, I've never spoken to you, Robin, but I've always wanted to tell you how fucking in love with your hair I am.
Oh, thank you.
You got cool hair there, Robin. I like it.
It's my daddy's hair.
It's not as cool as mine, but...
Yeah, you got that Donald Trump thing going on.
Robin, love your channel.
Thank you so much. I was just editing a video and I got so irritated, and I'm like, well, let me just join a Hangout.
Cool. Cool.
What's y'all talking about?
Anything and everything.
Hey, tell us what you think about the Pope.
The Pope?
Yeah, he's in the U.S. this week, you know?
No, you're kidding.
No.
All on the news, yo.
Turn on the TV. There's the Pope. Change the channel. There's the Pope. Change the channel again. There's the Pope. I don't really give much thought to the Pope, but I don't know. He's not the worst Pope we've ever had. That's for sure.
Right, he's kind of a liberal Pope.
He's a pretty liberal Pope.
I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you know what? He is definitely more progressive, more liberal than past ones, but I think a lot of people are still taking him out of context, because I mean there have been a lot of quotes that people have put on graphics, and you know it gets shared, but if you look past that, half of the quote is made up. He never really said it, and he still holds the same ideals as the other ones, and
Of course.
And I think a lot of people don't pay attention to that. Oh, he's great, we love him. Okay, well that's nice, and yeah, he is excellent compared to the past ones, but he still holds the same ideals. If you have an abortion, if you don't ask for forgiveness, you're going to go to hell. If you practice homosexuality, you're still going to go to hell without God. It's really no different. He just seems a little more
you know, even if he said, I don't care if you're gay, you can get married, I'll marry you myself, blah 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 blah. There's so much money in the Vatican, it's disgusting. And
Yeah, it's over the top.
there are still, how many children die of starvation every day?
Yeah, it's sick.
So no matter what, if he doesn't fix that, I mean, he has honestly the power to fix that. He really does. Sell all those artifacts, and you could probably feed all the starving children, at least for a year.
Yep.
So,
Ever seen the movie Shoes of a Fisherman?
which?
Shoes of a Fisherman.
No.
Oh, that's an old one. Where the Pope, you know, basically he turned the money's over. Let me look that up. Find out who was acting it.
The Pope can sell that 24 karat gold cross that he's got on his staff.
Well, you know, that is one thing I did like about Pope Francis is when he was sworn in, you could say, he actually kept his wooden cross instead of, you know, upgrading to the holy shit crazy gold one. And I think he wears the gold one on very special occasions, but
Yeah.
use the really expensive staff that they always carry around, and you know, small things like that I can appreciate, even if I think he could do way more.
Yeah, but his hands are tied too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more like the gold faucets and shit like that in his house that are, you know.
The paintings.
And
You could sell a few paintings, and you know, I mean, it would make a difference.
Yeah, Anthony Quinn was the Pope.
Well, I tell you, most of the Protestant Christians around here in Tennessee, they think that the Pope and the Catholic Church is all satanic, so they hate him no matter what he does.
Right.
Being the liberal atheist I am, I find it kind of ironic that I actually like him more than the other Christians around here.
I've heard Catholics bitch about him. They say he's a Jesuit. I really, before Church of Gale, that's the only time I've ever heard that word.
I was going to say, wait a minute. Are you talking about Gale?
No, this was before. No, this was a long time ago. A friend of mine, he's a Catholic. He's Mexican, and I was talking to him about the new Pope, how it wasn't the Emperor anymore, and he's all, yeah, but he is a Jesuit. I'm like, that even. I don't know if anybody else knows what they are, but
yeah,
I don't.
In the sidebar, I put a link in for it. That came out like 1968, I think it was.
Whatever happened to old Gail? I haven't seen her much. Does anybody know who Gail is?
I don't.
Oh. I can't remember the name of her channel. She's crazy.
Gail, isn't it?
No, it was oh shit. I don't know. I've had her on my show. I used her on my show a couple of times.
It was shit.
It was shit. If you saw it, you would go, oh shit.
Oh yeah, that chick's batshit crazy.
What is this fucking woman? Oh my god. She's insane. I mean, she actually really is insane. She's got her own Wikipedia page. If you read her Wikipedia page, yeah, she's I don't know, paranoid schizophrenic or something, multiple personality disorder. I'm not sure what she is, but that chick's insane.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
Could be. I don't know. Is her name Gail?
They play her on the Drunken Peasants a lot.
So,
time to get a beer.
Yeah, time for a beer. I got some lemonade over here that I'm drinking.
Yeah, here we go.
Your fourth Bloody Mary tonight?
I wish I could have some good alcohol, man. Fuck the beer.
Yeah, I just stick with beer, man.
There'd be nothing like a good Crown and Coke tall, man.
Oh, I can't drink liquor anymore, man. It hurts.
Yeah.
I don't like going out to and drinking beer because you know how strong they make the drinks.
Yeah.
Beer's a lot safer.
Miller Lite.
That's why. That's why you go to the liquor store, Paul, and you buy your own.
Cheaper that way.
Yep.
That's where they sell the real stuff here in the liquor store.
Man, if I could turn water to wine, I'd save a lot of money.
Can't you?
Get
I
some
can.
grapes. You get
I'll
some
help you.
grapes. You smash them up. You let them sit. You add water.
Yeah.
I guess we can do that.
That reminds me, Jonathan. I can't find it now, but I saw a meme a long time ago on Google, and it said, so I hear that Jesus can turn water into wine, and then he goes, well, I turned an entire college tuition into fucking vodka. Your move, Jesus.
Sweet. Yeah, I've got a video where I turn where I've got like grape juice and I threw some yeast in it, you know, turned it into like homemade nasty wine, and I was like, "Yep, water to wine, no God needed."
No magic required.
Nope, just some yeast and some sugar and some thyme.
Yep. Make you some of that potent shit. But with beer, to me, I don't know. I just lost interest in beer a long time ago.
I never really had a big interest in alcohol at all.
Yeah.
Good. Stay away from it. It's more for me.
More for me. So, what kind of video you working on, Robin?
Me?
Yeah.
Fundy Fuck Tartary Friday.
Oh, yes, I enjoy those.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just getting a little irritating.
Yeah, how's that ulcer coming?
So what?
I said, how's that ulcer coming?
I'm telling you. Oh my God. Well, I have to listen to. Well, I'm not going to give it all away, but I have to listen to people say stupid shit over and over again as I'm, clipping it and editing it, and it's just.
And you came here to get away from that?
Ha ha ha. But yeah.
I'll let it go.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing today too, Robin. I'm editing a video right now so I can put it up later.
So I think you guys already talked about PW's video today.
Briefly, not by much, but not much, just briefly. I basically said that I was still trying to swallow it and digest it, so.
I agree with what he said.
Yeah.
And he always does such an awesome job.
Oh, I know. I love his editing. I love all of his stuff, man. I mean, that dude's a.
Yeah, videos are badass.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back to read, the comments. I'm just wondering if he's going to catch any shit for it.
Well, sure.
I don't think he should, but
Yeah.
if you're going to be honest about things, he was right about what he was saying. So.
Yeah.
That's why I said.
I missed it.
Yeah, it's a good video, and it's a longer video than he normally puts out.
Yeah.
I think it was 16 or 17 minutes long.
I'm not sure if I'm subscribed to him. Look.
Oh, you got to do that, man.
Yeah,
I'm
you have
doing it
to.
right now.
Yeah.
And you should watch that one. It's really good, and it's I guess a discussion starter, but
It's a lot to
like
think
I said,
about.
it is.
IVVEL.
I'm sorry.
How do you spell it?
P
Oh, yeah,
W and then SW. Sorry. Yes, SWIVEL.
just okay. One.
Yeah.
P.W. period.
Yeah, sometimes you got to put the periods in there. It's weird.
Yeah.
Or it just doesn't pop up.
Yeah, when you see Frankenstein, you know you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
his latest His latest video is titled "Do All Black Lives Matter?"
Yeah,
Right?
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, that little speech, man, that cop gave was pretty heavy, man.
I thought it was
Was.
an excellent speech by
I focused my attention though on the I guess she was a reporter.
Yeah, in the
It was a
background.
it was a black woman in the background, and I was focusing my attention on her to see her reaction to what the cop was saying.
Yeah, there wasn't much reaction.
There wasn't much reaction, but I think she was. She didn't look mad at what he was saying.
Right.
She was listening pretty intently on what he was saying. At the end, it seemed like she was almost emotional about it.
It's heavy stuff, man. It's
Yeah,
heavy
was.
stuff.
The cop was having a hard time keeping it together.
Oh yeah, he was. And
Yeah.
I mean,
He was hurting.
yeah. But yeah, I have a friend at work, a black woman who she and I can talk because it is hard sometimes to talk about these type of things with
Sure.
other races, because sometimes you're just afraid they're going to label you a racist if you say what you're really feeling, and it doesn't come from that kind of place for me. She and I were having a discussion after the Michael Brown shooting.
Oh,
And
yeah.
my thing, and I said this to her, and she actually she agreed with me. He was just the wrong person for these people to get behind, to me. And I mean, I'm just being honest about it. Maybe I don't really know what happened that day, and most people don't know what happened that day. He more than likely didn't deserve to be shot the way down in the street like he was, and
Right.
but he was the wrong person for them to gather around. You know, like Trayvon Martin, yes. The man who was shot in the back 8 times by the cop who's now being
Oh, yeah.
prosecuted
crazy.
for murder, yes. But not that guy. Not really Michael Brown, because he was kind of a bully. And the way he was in the video in the store, the video they showed before he was killed, when he was in the store, I mean, he was just a bully to that store owner.
It was.
So I just felt like, you know, that was the wrong person for them to.
Oh,
Hey, PW.
Oh, it's PW.
Hey. Well, I thought I heard Robin's voice.
Oh, hi. It's
I was
just
doing
me.
some work. I was doing some work, and I turn on these Hangouts. Like last night, I was listening to yours, and then I do some other work, and I thought I heard Robin. And I thought, what the heck? And so I checked it out, and just. And then you guys started talking about the video, and I thought, oh, I shouldn't jump in now. I mean, this is.
Yes.
Of course
gonna
you
look-
should.
It's going to look a little planned, but no, I just want to stop in and say hi and let everybody know that my subscriber count is dropping hourly.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then that's not the ones you want.
I don't
I
worry
hadn't
about
gone
it.
back since I watched it earlier, and I was just saying that I hadn't gone back to see the comments and so forth. But
Yeah, there's some upset people. There are, and I knew there would be.
I was going to say, you had to know that was going to happen.
Yeah. and
Imagine if
it's,
you said something wrong.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
No, I just this is my opinion on when I was watching them protest at the state fair about vendors when they had just down in Ferguson, they had just announced that their sole focus is police brutality. We don't really have those issues in the Twin Cities of police brutality. We have St. Paul has a black chief who I've known since I was 19. And Minneapolis has a lesbian chief, and I knew her when I was in law enforcement for quite a while. And these two don't tolerate anything like that. So it's kind of a weird thing to watch a protest about vendors when all those vendors, they don't put the race on the application form, so nobody really can say, and there are minority vendors, but these people didn't know that. They just wanted to protest something, and it's kind of like, well, stay on topic. This is a bigger issue than food at the state fair, and that kind of tipped me towards doing it, saying, what are your priorities here?
Exactly. I mean, I agreed with everything you said, and I thought it was a great video, so I don't know.
Yeah, great video, man. It's pretty heavy.
Well, there's, I think, Wolfwing. He's on there saying that I'm claiming that Mike Brown deserved to die over stealing cigarettes, and I never said that in the video.
Right.
I never said he died over cigarettes. He didn't. I just said he's a poor poster child for this issue. And police brutality, there are instances where, yeah, it's a very serious issue and it should be addressed. I'm not defending cops. I'm not doing it. I'm not about that. It's this is about the priorities that were happening down in Ferguson when they were protesting a guy shooting at cops instead of this little girl who got shot.
Right.
By the gang violence, and that's where I have a problem with the movement. If they want to say change the title to stop police brutality, that's different. But Black Lives Matters, started with Trayvon, who wasn't shot by a cop. He was shot by a nut, and they appropriated the issue and the slogan to represent these other issues, which are a lot of times very murky, and I'm not convinced that a lot of the people that I saw marching in Minnesota were really genuine, yeah. About the
it's kind of weird because it seems like you got black on black violence, and somehow that is more acceptable than white on black violence. But violence is violence. For some reason, if it's a white cop, then it's just this horrible thing. But if a black person kills another black person, well, it's bad, but it's not so bad. I don't really get that. I mean, it should all be bad.
Yeah.
And what if that cop he had at the end, like I said, you can see him hurting.
Yeah, and he's actually, I think, very sincere about what he was saying.
I
don't see that in a lot of people. I think are capitalizing on this, and I kind of resent that because I never wore a uniform as a cop. Okay, so I was never a street cop or a patrol. I started out as an investigator, and so my background is different, and I'm not in the fraternity of cops. I don't know any cops. I've retired. I have no connection. I don't even own a gun. So I'm not really connected in that way, and I think I didn't really want to go into my personal history because I thought that was a distraction. But I didn't think I could leave out the part that I was in law enforcement because I think that would have been a little dishonest on my part too. But it gets kind of confused because I think a lot of people, when they're reading this and reading that I was in law enforcement, read it as a cop who has a real bias that way. But no, my bias isn't that way. It's for children. I saw children suffer in every case I ever did. And my cases were all fugitives. That's the only thing I did mostly is fugitive hunting. And but I always saw children suffer the most in these situations, and one way or another. And so that is my perspective. It's these kids are being ignored, in my opinion. And I think it's worth a protest in one way or another about getting more funding for gang task force. Right now they're all task force. They're not even actual units, really, in most cities. 4th of July was a bloodbath in Chicago, and nobody really did anything about it. Nobody said anything. Nobody
protested.
And there was no protest. There was like 12 people shot, killed, and about 30 injured over the 4th of July weekend in Chicago. Gang violence. In fact, one 17-year-old was shot in a drive-by in a park that was named for another kid that had been shot in drive-by. Okay.
God.
But you got nobody saying a word, right? Because who are you going to blame? The cops weren't to blame. And I have a problem with that focus. Because I don't think it solves problems. I just don't.
Well, I dig the video, man. It definitely makes you think. And so, I mean, you're going to get, as you know, the positives and the negatives out of it. But I think it was a really excellent, deep video, man. Very emotional.
Thank you. Thank you.
I agree.
And I don't have a problem with people disagreeing with my point of view. I don't want to suggest that, or that I may have missed something or misrepresented something. But this is from my perspective, and whatever I'm ignorant of, I don't know. And but this is how I view it, at least right now, until I get more evidence or more information.
Well, before you came on, I was telling them about a conversation that I was actually having with a black friend at work, a coworker, and we were discussing Michael Brown after the whole incident and those protests started and the riots and so forth. And I pretty much had the same opinion with her, and she's someone I could talk to without fear of her thinking I'm being a racist, because I know that is that's an issue for some people. They don't really want to be honest with each other because of the fact that they don't want to be labeled a racist, just because of the way they feel about things. And she's somebody that I can talk to, and I know I can talk to, so I had no fear of that. But she actually agreed with me, and when I said that he was not the person for them to protest about, like Trayvon Martin, yes, and the guy that got shot in the back by the cop 8 times, yes, absolutely, but not that guy. No. Not Michael Brown. He did not deserve to be gunned down in the street like that at all. But he was a bully.
And his little buddy said that the cop reached out the door and pulled him in a headlock, and I don't give a fuck how big you are. You're not going to pull a 6'3", 300-pound man, especially a young man, into a fucking car through the window. There's no fucking way.
Well, I don't know what happened there, and I don't either. I can't really comment on what happened there. So,
but people say things like, "Well, he was 30 feet away. I'm fat and 40, and I'll close 30 feet fast. And if I've already hit you a couple times, and now I'm coming at you, not me. I'm talking about him, that particular. That I could almost say if that was justified, but."
Well, we can't really say that.
I don't know. Right.
Because we didn't see it.
That's why I said almost.
But.
Yeah, and I wasn't really even trying to make a judgment on the Mike Brown case. There's too much we don't know. I just thought when they released the video of where he had just been at a store, pushing around the clerk and stealing cigarettes, this is not the guy that you want. Rosa Parks was deliberately chosen for that role. And
how do you mean?
Well, they knew what they were doing. That was not an accident. That was not a spontaneous thing. Rosa Parks.
Oh, I didn't
know.
No.
Yeah, it was. They knew that this would happen to her, so it's not like they forced it to happen. They knew that she'd be put in the back of the bus and she'd refuse. But I'm just saying they picked the right person for it too. Mike Brown, there are plenty of people that could have been picked as a standpoint. Trayvon Martin was a good, in my opinion, and the problem is that wasn't a cop that killed him, and so it didn't really fit the agenda. And I think the agenda is about cops. It's not about saving black lives. I really don't believe that. I don't believe they're looking for solutions to saving black lives. As the movement, they're looking at government power that they want to rebel against, and I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with that. The government overreach can be terrible sometimes, but I don't see this as a movement that I could join and feel good about. not when so many other things are left unattended in the whole issue. So yeah, I just think Mike Brown was a poor choice, but it's the one that keeps coming up. At the Bernie Sanders rally, she did a moment of silence for him. Those girls did, and I thought that was rude to try and take away Bernie Sanders' right to free speech.
Especially Bernie Sanders.
I know the one guy.
Do they not know the history of Bernie Sanders?
Oh,
Right.
I don't think they care. I really don't.
I don't think they. But it was. See, that's the thing. You can't blame that on Black Lives Matter because that was just 3 people. And I don't know what you expected Bernie Sanders to do, but you see the guy that was with them. He was probably 6'6", pushing 400 pounds. Dude was fucking huge. Was Bernie Sanders supposed to just drop kick one of those chicks down the stairs?
No.
This is my fucking rally.
Oh no, of course not.
No, what I'm
Who
saying
would even
is
suggest that?
No,
those two girls.
everybody's saying that he looks soft because he let him speak. I'm like, what is
No,
he
I
supposed
never
to
said
do?
that. I didn't say
No,
that.
I'm
I
not
said
saying
they-
you. I'm saying
Oh.
there
Oh,
are
no.
a lot of people out there that do.
But they've been involved. Those 2 women have been involved with Black Lives Matter from almost the beginning of the Ferguson issue. I mean, they're pretty entrenched in the movement. So it's not like, and I didn't hear anybody coming out and condemning it. I would have. I think free speech is extremely important. I think they feel they have the right to protest in the streets. But Bernie Sanders, they didn't feel like Bernie Sanders had a right to his own rally. And I think that's where there's a big problem here.
And from my understanding, they were interrupting other like Democratic rallies, not just that Bernie Sanders rally. There were other Democratic rallies that they were interrupting, and you never saw them at a Republican rally.
No, try that shit on Jeb Bush. Dude. Hell no.
Maybe they should though.
No, you would be fucking.
Donald Trump,
You'd be pepper sprayed,
of
tased,
course.
dragged
Of course.
off in a bleeding puddle. Just no.
Of course.
It would be all bad if you tried some shit like that at a Republican
So
rally.
you know that video that they showed of they were showing of Michael Brown at the store.
Mhm.
Okay, so there were some people like after that video came, well, the part where he was at the counter with the cigarettes, not the part where he was bullying the guy, not the part where he was bullying the shopkeeper, but the part where he was at the register,
Yeah.
really basically strong-arming the cigarettes away from the guy. People were, that video was posted as, look at Michael Brown at the counter paying for cigarettes.
No.
Really? Did you not see what's going on? Like he was actually, pulling out money to pay for it.
Right.
So.
Well, and that's part
That's
of the
like his
problem.
little buddy. Everything that little kid said was a fucking lie.
Well, part of the problem is that I'm trying to look at the facts of the issues, no matter what I'm looking at. I'm a skeptic. And I look at facts and I look at statistics and I try to put them in a good perspective. But a lot of people are attaching their emotions to this, to the level of where they're either ignoring facts or they're making up facts that aren't in existence. They're just, it's kind of interesting to watch when people lose reason. And I guess the atheists that I count on look at this stuff objectively as possible.
On a related
No
note,
problem.
I got banned by the racist Roo today.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah. And then I guess, and I think he banned Kazumi again too.
Yeah,
Even
But
after-
he bans everybody, though.
I'm not endorsing. That's the other thing. I wasn't endorsing these two. I was looking at them being called racist when I didn't see that in their videos, especially Autopsy 87.
Yeah.
I thought it was very unfair that he's being called a racist simply because his message was no different than Atheist is Unstoppable. It's just that Atheist is Unstoppable is a theater piece. He loves to provoke people, and he's very insensitive, and he loves the idea of banning people. I wasn't promoting any of that. What I was saying was, I listened to his videos, did not hear him as a racist. I didn't hear him. I heard him as a very insensitive guy.
He was-
His favorite insult for fucking Jank is brown. this brown motherfucker, like that's an insult.
Yeah, I mean, I get called white all the time, and nobody complains.
But it's not in a derogatory
Well, I do.
sense.
I do.
Well,
I get
that's
people
just
call me white.
motherfucker.
People call me. They refer to me as a white old guy or an old white guy, right? And that's not supposed to be a problem, according to Steve Shives. You know, and I think if if you really want equality, if you really want egalitarianism, you either have to decide. I mean, you couldn't call an Asian yellow, but you can call a black guy black, right? I mean, I wish they would just get their act together on this whole issue and get over themselves. You know, I'm white. I can accept that.
But I mean,
and if someone refers to me as white.
No, what are you supposed to call a black person though? I mean, what if it's a black guy that moved to America from Ireland? He is not fucking African.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
One of the companies I work for, it's a big company, and they do studies on stuff like that because I deal with people all the time, all kinds of people, black, white, yellow, whatever you want to call them. Okay, and they've done studies on this, and they like to be called black. They don't like. I mean, there was a time when African and American was in, but really, most of the time they want to be called black.
Right.
Well, the other piece of that is a third of my family is black. My younger brother is black. I'm not insensitive to race. Honestly, I grew up with, I grew up in an unusual situation, but where I grew up, from birth, I had, or not from birth, but, when I was there, there were black kids, there were white kids, there were Asians, Native Americans, all kinds of handicaps. That's all I knew was diversity, and I didn't. That left its mark. I don't have a blind spot, and I think a lot of people when they were commenting on the video were making an assumption I was this white cop that never was around black people except when crimes were being committed. I grew up in that. My nieces and nephews, most of them are African American. I mean, it's not, it's not something I'm unfamiliar with.
My
either,
dad.
But I didn't. Yeah.
We were driving down the street one day in Folsom. It's a little city by Sacramento. It's got a prison and a lake. I don't know if you heard of it. Folsom Prison Blues. I don't know. But,
oh yeah.
So we're driving down the road, and there's a black kid walking on the sidewalk. My dad pulled the car over and said, "Excuse me, son, you lost?" That's racism exists. I don't think there were any black kids in my school.
No.
So your father just pulled over?
We all grow up.
Oh yeah.
We all grow up in our enclaves, but I really did have a diverse childhood, and so I don't come from a place of not understanding or not knowing, it's but I never really. My relationships with people of color, whether they're related or not, is pretty pragmatic. It's not about being sensitive. It's about being honest, and trusting each other.
But that's another thing with, I mean, some of the times, man, you have to admit that, racist people have infiltrated things like police departments. And there have been times when they're on their way to a call and dude's in the seat just fucking, oh yeah, I'm going to kill me a nigger right now. And, he gets there, he fulfills his wish, he gets a 3-week vacation, and, and all's good.
I'm sure that happens, but that's not the rule. That's
no, I'm not saying it's the rule, and I'm saying that's probably an exception. But then when stuff like that happens, and you get people that rally behind the cop and be like, "Oh no, the dude was black, and black people are criminals." Yeah, you're racist. But
that could happen in any segment of society. I don't think it's unique to any. That's people, in my opinion. But out of the 11 million arrests every year or better. I think they really don't run into that, statistically at least, very often. Do you? I mean, I think it's such. I would be surprised if it didn't happen. That would shock me if we didn't have problems like that.
And I have a question though. Do you think it's more of not a race problem, but a cop problem?
I think it's in part economics. I think poor people. Is that what you're asking? I mean,
No. What I'm asking is, do you think that maybe it could be like a training issue?
Well, see, here's part of the problem is when I hear people talking about cops, they talk about it as if they're all trained at the same spot.
They're not.
In Minnesota, where I did my training and where I taught at the academy, the training is much, much different than it is in, say, Mississippi or Arkansas. I mean, we have, you have to be a college graduate here. You have to take extensive training, and it never ends. But it's kind of like training is different from city to city, let alone state to state. And some states don't do it well, and some do. So it is. But you can tell the states that where it works, like in Minnesota, we don't have the issues as much. But we don't have a population that's all that violent either here.
And I tell you, racism is alive and well, man. I drive a shuttle for a living at the airport in Nashville, and just about 3 weeks ago, I was taking this dude to the airport, and he was bitching about Obama, and he said, if I had a chance, I'd kick that nigger's ass. And I was like, really? He said, you know what? I'm from South Alabama, and I don't give a shit. That's what's wrong with this country is all these niggers. And I thought, wow, dude, this is 2015. I can't believe that dude just said that shit. Holy crap. But
yeah, it does exist, Jonathan. You're absolutely right. And I would never deny that exists. And that's part of the culture, any more than I would deny that there is police brutality and it needs to be addressed. I wouldn't try to back away from any of that stuff. But we've had these issues since the 1850s. It was the Irish back then that were taking the brunt of stuff. Then the Italians. And if you look at the history of New York City, you'll see the same issues going on. And it has as much to do with being poor as anything else. But Robin, you're right. As far as training, it's critical. Mm-hmm. It's critical because if you train enough, it'll become like muscle memory, and you'll just instinctively do what you were trained to do. If you're not trained enough, then you're going to panic. And and that's where I think it comes down to. I wouldn't defend police brutality under any circumstances.
I was always under the assumption that police were trained almost psychologically to take like verbal abuse from people. You're going to have people who are at their absolute worst, mm-hmm. Either drunk, high, mm-hmm. or just because they're getting arrested for something.
Right.
Yelling and screaming at you, calling your mom a fucking whore, and mm-hmm. your daughter is this and whatever. And
it depends.
I was always under the assumption that cops were, they were trained to just take that kind of abuse.
No, here's the thing. When in Minnesota, you have to go to college, and mm-hmm. You have to also take several courses. If you're going into law enforcement, you have to take several courses. Family dynamics, you have to take a year of that. You have to take all kinds of courses in psychology, that sort of thing. Across the river in Wisconsin, you just need a high school diploma. Okay, so it's a very different from state to state. And like where I went, we had to take like I said, family dynamics courses. We had to take several psychology courses, and we had to discuss. Like you said, you're walking into a situation that took 20 years to make, and you got 20 minutes to solve it. Okay, how are you going to do that? And we did role playing. We did all kind. And when I taught at the academy, I taught shoot, don't shoot. That was one of the things, and it was done on video against the wall, and it was a very sophisticated machine. It would show the same scenario, oftentimes, but a different outcome. This time, one time the guy had nothing in his hands, the next time he had a knife, next time he had a gun. And the shoot, don't shoot was a very stressful training session, but you taught people to be quick. So Minnesota has a whole different system. And that's why when I look at it, people are kind of treating it like a national police force. And if one cop does something bad in one area, it's all cops. And I take exception to that simply because I know better. But there is a mindset that I think nationally people need we need to talk about, and we need to, understand and maybe correct, is that, police go into a situation on yellow alert all the time and are apprehensive. There is anxiety, no matter what the call was about, and they start out at a place of being self-protecting, and that can make a person defensive and all kinds of things. But if you bury a friend who was a cop, and I buried 3, it stays in your mind. It just does, and so it's not a simple solution. There's not a simple answer. But I do think there is a mindset that, that when people have to deal with cops, the cop is in a certain frame of mind, and that could be pretty offensive to a lot of people. I get that. I do. People get upset about it, but it's a very complex situation, is what I'm saying. And I just don't think Black Lives Matters is really promoting a good solution to anything, in my opinion.
No, that's the thing. I don't mind people critiquing the way they go about handling it, but to just outright dismiss their their grievance, that's the issue I have.
Yeah, but I worked internal affairs at one point, and I would never dismiss any grievance by anybody. I never would have. And where I worked, I pissed off a lot of cops for quite a while, and got 5 of them fired in the first year that I did it. 3 of them prosecuted. Huh?
I said you were popular, huh?
No, I was hated, and I still am. I still am. I mean,
don't you know about the Blue Shield?
Oh, I got a death threat. I mean, just one, but I mean, I didn't care because it was a temporary assignment and it wasn't a big deal to me. But I took it seriously, and I don't care what the complaint was by a citizen. They paid the bills. They were the ones that we were working for, in my opinion. And so, if they had a concern, even if I didn't think it was legitimate, they had a right as a citizen to express it to me and have me take it seriously and discuss it with them at least. But that was about me being a professional, not about whether or not they deserved that, in a sense. I was a professional because of my self-respect.
And I'm not even saying you're a rare breed in that sense, but you've got to admit that there are a lot of police officers that are not like that.
I agree 100%. There are cops that I never would associate with. I'm thinking of one right now.
I was in jail once, and a cop used to bring in a CD player and a bunch of CDs, and one day there was no music, and we're like, "What's up, Prince?" And he's like, "Dude, I work at a fucking police station, so that means everyone I work with is a cop. But somebody went in my locker and stole all my fucking shit yesterday."
Yeah. No, I'm not. I wouldn't defend bad cops. It's not my agenda, But I did know a lot of good ones, and my best friend I grew up with, we both became cops, and he was killed. And I miss him every day. I do. He was shot by a guy who had misdemeanor record.
It's like,
yeah, and it's like your perspective changes. Especially if you see murdered children, things like that. It does affect you different. And one of the things I was trying to point out in the videos is that this is my perspective from being a law enforcement officer. That's it. This is what I know, and I'm not claiming anything on knowing the absolute truth on anything. But I just have concerns about what's being addressed and what isn't. So we'll see over time how that's received, but it's kind of mixed right now.
All right.
Yeah. I really like the graphics that you used in your video, PW.
Oh,
You
thanks.
liked
Yeah.
You like Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Well, it did kind of fit the background, that metal background.
It did.
Yeah, I watched the beginning of your video when I first watched it, and I saw Miley Cyrus swing by. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he probably looped that about 100 times.
Did you see Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yep.
Okay. Did you see Snoop Dogg?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Out of the loop.
I really like what you did with those creatures, though. You made it look like they were running towards the screen.
Yeah, that was a good one. That actually worked.
Yeah.
There's no reason. There was no logical reason for them to be there, except that I thought it was a cool shot. I mean, really, because I actually did a full video before. That wasn't like a planned thing. I actually had a 15-minute video where I went into great detail about statistics and all of this stuff, and then I watched it and I thought, this is boring me. This is terrible. And that's why I redid it. So it really was what I said. I was redoing the entire video and trying to trim it all down into what I really thought. And then what I really thought was about the children.
Yeah.
That was my real issue, and I wasn't addressing it in the video, and I caught it before I released it and redid it. But yeah, that actually was what happened. That one on the screen, it was the old video.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured. I was wondering what was going on because I remember you were saying that you were going to have it out last Monday.
Yeah, I did. I told you that, and I reviewed it, and I said, I'm not saying anything new. I'm not taking a position here. I'm not even concerned about what's happened. What am I really doing here? And I realized it was about the little girl. It really was about her in my mind, and so I redid it. Took a week.
Yeah.
Well, you took a position, all right.
I think I did. Well, I think a lot of people don't expect me to either.
Right.
They see me as a moderate, and that sort of thing. But I'm not moderate about children. I'm just not.
Well, your first two videos were, your first two real videos since you've been back have been taking positions.
Yeah, I mean, taking 2 years off and thinking about things, I'm not in the mood to sit on the fence.
Good.
I'm not. I really don't. If I'm confused about a subject, I won't do a video on it.
Right.
If I have a position, and I was never going to do one of those videos where you critique other people's videos like I did to Steve Shives.
Yeah.
I was never going to do that. But then, and I was thinking consciously, I won't do that. And then I saw this and I thought, this touched home so much for me with Atheism Plus, which I thought was the most divisive thing that ever happened to our community. I didn't want to see it happen again, so I broke my own rule, and my first real video out, was something I said I wouldn't do, but that's how it goes.
But sometimes things have to be said.
Yeah.
First time I heard about Atheism Plus, I said, no, we don't need more divisions.
No.
That's all it was, our divider.
Yeah, and I didn't want to see it happen again,
Yeah.
But he keeps growing.
Yeah, there is an audience for that. There really is.
I guess.
I mean, the most popular people on YouTube are people that I guess I have some issues with. It's kind of weird.
Most of them I have no respect for, actually.
Right. I have a little problem with some of these people, and so I don't know if it's me or if it's just YouTube the way it's going. I don't know.
Well, it's not you. I mean, you're going to be you. It's actually them. Yeah. And we've discussed this before. I mean, this is their job.
Right.
Like it's Steve Shives, it's his job. Jacqueline Glenn, it's her job. And
that's a good point. Yeah.
They're doing what they're doing to get more subs, to get more views, to get more money. Mm-hmm. And when you're doing that, it's almost like selling out in a way, because you're making videos that people want to see.
Right.
Okay. And yes, of course, we want to make videos that people want to see, but they have to represent us.
Well, I like them when they're sincere. Like the video I just put out is sincerely what I believe, and people can trust that. And I didn't do it to make money. I mean, it's not monetized. You know? I don't do anything like that. But they can trust the fact, even if they disagree with me, or think I'm dead wrong. I am being honest and sincere in my opinion. They can trust that. If I start doing things for money, it'll change my output. It really would.
Right. And see, I wouldn't. I feel the same way. I wouldn't do. I don't monetize. I don't have a Patreon account. I have none of that. I don't want any of that. I don't have a problem with people who do that.
No, I don't either.
As long as what you're putting out is you.
Yeah. That's it. That's all.
If you start just catering to other people,
that's a show. That's a different.
Fuck that. I don't even want to watch. I don't subscribe to Jacqueline Glenn. I think maybe I subscribed to Steve Shives a long time ago, and I could still be subscribed to him, but I never watch a video. Never.
Some atheists read stuff. I mean, hey, Paul.
Yeah. Thunderfoot? No, never.
No.
Amazing Atheist? Never.
Yeah, but the thing that upset me real quick with Steve was, everything was good, and then he started the page, send money, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you have a separate group now, that if you don't join his thing, don't give him money, you're not part of it right away.
Right.
I don't like that.
And the Hangouts for the page.
That's what I'm talking
about. I find that a little.
For the paid people, you have a special Hangout. No.
For what we use, yeah, that's not what I started in YouTube about, and if YouTube is going to change and whatever, that's fine. But it's not why I signed up, to do videos. I don't have a problem with people helping each other out financially. That's not a big deal. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
you start having a click.
Yeah. It's just that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Just one thing on topic. Give fucking Quiet $1, dick. You know who you are. You have a fucking $1 at the end of the month.
No.
Give it to Quiet.
I do give you. I am a patron.
I am as well. But I'm saying we need fucking more.
Yeah, it's the only one. It's the only one I've done. And but Quiet put out a goal of what he wanted to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
New equipment and how much it would cost and all that. And I thought, well, that's fair. I probably won't be contributing forever, but I'll contribute what I can for when I can, and that's a different thing. Yeah.
If you can afford it, give him $1. And you know you are. If you have a fucking extra $1 at the end of the month, and you're not giving it to Quiet, and you're listening to this right now, you're a dick.
I saw.
I do have one.
Hey, Angry, come on now, man. You're gonna get a bunch of people pissed off.
Well, somebody in their video
5
today.
people to donate $1, I'll mute myself for a whole hangout.
See, I don't. And to me, it's
You want
like
to shut me up? Give him $1.
it's circumstantial. It all depends on the circumstances and the relationships and that sort of thing. But I wouldn't give money to say the Amazing Atheists. I mean, the guy.
The racist roof.
Yeah, I wouldn't give it to any of those.
He gets an insane amount of fucking money. It pisses me off how much money
that's a whole. He's a whole different phenomenon. He is, and he's very good at what he does, but it's not my style. It's not the way I would approach people, and I don't ban people. I don't block or I don't do that stuff. But it's kind of like I understand what he's doing. And I wasn't really trying to promote him, but I was trying to promote the idea that these two guys had the same message, very, very differently presented. But, you can't call them both racist, just because you hate one of them. It doesn't make any sense logically. That was my whole point with that. They were just, I could have picked others, but they're getting and Atheist Unstoppable is the type that fights back.
Now, are you talking about Drew?
Yeah. I don't think Drew is all that. I don't think he's that
I don't even
provocative.
No, but I loathe racism is unstoppable. And when you say I'm siding with the Roo, then I'm gonna have to lot you in with him.
I'm not siding with him, but I'm siding with the truth.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the one that released videos saying that were titled "Siding with the Roo."
Oh, he was siding with. But if you watched, did you watch the video?
Yes, I did.
Okay, then you know what really happened.
I did.
You know, I'm just saying that it's the same message. It's the same statistics. They actually use a lot of the same language, but the presentation is so different. I wanted to show that we can't just assign racism to one. You know,
Who is,
what's
who
that?
is Drew?
Autopsy 87.
Okay, I didn't know that was his name.
All right, yeah.
Okay, so I was confused about who you were talking about.
You're right. That was a miscommunication. But I was startled by the idea that because
I thought it was common knowledge. I'm sorry.
no, but I mean, Drew took the exact same position, but he was not clearly.
He does.
He was
does
labeled a
have better
racist. But if
demeanor
you
about
watch,
it.
absolutely, it's a very different style, and I don't think we should confuse style with motive. You know, the motive that was as being assigned to these people, and they're not the only two, but people are assigning motive to them. You wouldn't talk about a black man's statistics unless you wanted to be a racist. That's the message. And I'm saying, no, that's not true at all. I talk about poverty on the Indian reservation with people, and I know the statistics on that. I mean, I'm in that kind of part of the country, and it's horrible. But I'm not doing it to be a racist. I'm doing it to point out a social issue that's not being addressed at all, not even being talked about, because people in Minnesota don't like to talk about what happened to the Native Americans. They don't. And I point it out. But I can do that, you know, honestly, without prejudice. I can do that. It's just, I think that atheism is unstoppable, wants to provoke people. But I don't believe it's about racism. I don't think that. I think all of his videos are about provoking.
Well,
I agree with you on that.
Sometimes you got to provoke to get people's attention.
That's true.
You know what? I've said that since I came to YouTube. Sometimes
You've done that since you came to YouTube.
Sometimes you have to be offensive.
Yeah.
And offensive, I mean, it's not even a word I like. I mean, you're offended? Fuck you. Who cares?
Yeah, right.
You know? So what? You're offended, but you're thinking about what I said. And usually people don't get offended by a lie.
Right.
They're offended because what you're saying is true.
That's a very
and you're
good point.
pointing it out to them that it's true.
That's a good point. I think. I mean, I do. I'm never offended by bullshit.
I don't get offended very easily.
Yeah.
But, you know, what you were talking, like, for instance, what you were talking about in your video, where they're protesting this at this fair and not protesting at some child being murdered while doing her homework.
Mm-hmm.
That's offensive to me.
Right.
The Pope's wealth is offensive to me while 20,000 children die of starvation.
Right.
That's offensive to me.
Yeah.
Not pointing out the truth to people, you know, that's not offensive to me. Curse words are not offensive.
I think. Go ahead.
That thing about in Norway, where like 100% of the rapes last year where it was two strangers, the perpetrator was, none of them were of Western, you know, they weren't Norwegian, and like 89% of the, or 89 of the women were Norwegian. And it's just, you know, it's Muslims. They say if you're not wearing your fucking ninja dress, you're open game.
Yeah.
Not only that,
that's offensive.
I understand,
Yeah,
but that just gives them a reason because already they treat women as subs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the excuse they use, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
But that was on Autopsy 87's channel. He ran that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's not afraid to do it, but he doesn't do a long thing. Yeah, he doesn't do a long diatribe of, you know.
No, he didn't even say a word. He just
No.
played that video.
So he's a very different channel, and that was kind of my point. I do enjoy his channel.
Oh, dude, I love the goddamn podcast. Yeah. I'd give them money if they weren't streaming on Vaughn, because I can't watch Vaughn, so I'm not eligible for any of the perks. So I guess I'm out.
You know, but it's not just those two. It's anybody who tries to speak honestly and rationally and skeptically about anything to do with Islam or race or feminism or whatever. they can't have a balanced conversation. People try to silence them, and I find that to be the worst part of all of this. I mean, I would love to hear a real balanced conversation about feminism, not one that's just taking sides and battling. But you know what I mean? Okay, that's my point. Okay, that's my point. We can't do it. We can't do it.
Good luck with that.
Right, we can't do it, and I would love to.
Listen, I'm a woman, and I can't
Right.
because I can't get behind it.
Right.
I can't get behind what it has become.
And I can't get behind, some of the men's movements. I really can't. But I would enjoy hearing a real balanced conversation about it. I would.
No.
I mean, I would like.
Not when you have two sides that are saying, "I'm right."
Right.
I'm right.
And that's the problem I have is I can't really get good, accurate information when people are like that. I can't. I've talked to people I totally disagree with on issues, but they're so smart and so balanced in how they're doing. I get what they mean. Doesn't mean I change my mind, but I do understand their position clearer.
Yeah.
Every now and then I think you had a Christian on here who kept talking about the evidence of Jesus and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was very reasonable, and I can't remember his name now, but he was very. What's that?
No, it was not Phil Box.
No, it's
Oh yeah, he's not reasonable at all.
his name was Peripheral Prophet.
Is that it? Yeah. I mean, I thought he was very reasonable in how he conducted himself throughout the whole thing. It wasn't like he was backing down, but it wasn't like he was trying to be really the sneaky kind of stupid argument. It was more conversational here, and it was one of the best I've seen.
Yeah.
And I would watch more of that stuff. If people could have conversations and respect each other a little bit,
Yeah.
I don't respect anybody.
Yeah. You don't have to anymore.
Nope.
You've graduated.
Yep, I'm retired. I ain't dependent on anybody.
I do look forward to your
Paul
comment.
cracks me up. Paul cracks me up so much.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He gets so offended. He gets so offended when he can't get on the Hangout. Like he takes
I was
he
watching
takes it
all that.
so personally.
I did
I
too.
get pretty
I
butthurt
did
as
last
well.
night. I did last night, Robin. One of your guys was walking around his kitchen, and I'm waiting to get on there. I'm waiting to get on there, and I can't get on because he took a spot, and he's wandering.
Listen.
You walked off.
I know, but next time send me a message on Facebook.
Okay.
And I'll kick somebody out.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And that'll be me.
I thought, I'll just watch.
I kind of wanted to join too, but I can't follow links. Quiet has to personally invite me to this in order for me to get in here.
Wow.
Interesting.
But I wanted to bring up something I made a little mention before. It's no big deal, but when I was in the service, we're talking 1968 around that stuff, and I'm in my room with a black guy, and we got into a heated discussion. It really rose the roof in the barracks. But it wasn't. No anger was spent. It was just anger at the situation. But the thing is, he says, I was a slave and all blah blah, talking imperative, but slave, blah blah blah. And I said, look, you were never a slave, and I was never a slave owner. I don't want to hear about it. Let's talk about something I can fix.
Right.
If you don't have any damn thing I can fix, we're just spinning tires. But it went on for quite a while. I mean, we were friends and stuff, but I just didn't take no bullshit about it. I said, I did not own it. You never were a slave, and I was never a slave owner. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, and I think we run into that a lot where we're getting, individual people are getting blamed for groups that we had nothing to do with, and issues we had nothing to do with.
Yeah, I mean, what's the biggest complaint we have with Christianity is that we're, with Adam and Eve, we're being blamed for something we had nothing to control with.
Original sin, yeah.
Original
That's exactly
sin.
right.
Why am I getting an original sin with something else that I had no control over?
Well, and that set up the whole paradigm of blaming people for something they were absolutely not involved in, but simply because of some connection. And I think it's that whole idea of original sin plays out in our thinking and conversation a lot, in culturally, not individually, but culturally. You know, I think you're right, Paul. I think that's a very good point. I do.
Think about that story. Okay, think about the Adam and Eve story, because Eve took the brunt of the blame for that story.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah.
So I mean, Eve is the reason why we needed feminism in the first place, because of women got the blame for that, and they have been treated accordingly ever since.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, what was her name before Eve?
Lilith.
Lilith, yeah. She was a feminist, right?
Well, Lilith she wore the pants in the family, evidently.
Yeah. The big old bull dyke.
No, she wasn't. No, you don't have to be a bull dyke to wear the pants in the family.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
That's true.
If you want to get into that discussion, we can. I'm not a feminist, but we can get into that discussion.
You know, I was gonna say you've never met an Irish mother, and then I started thinking, well, you never met a Jewish mother or an Italian mother or a Greek mother. They're all the same. I mean, they all are tough.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and even a German mother like mine.
Yeah.
It goes with the territory.
It does.
I always get a kick of my German temper, my Italian temper.
It's all the every culture has that.
Everybody's pissed off.
Yeah, they're all strong people because they had to be.
Right.
They had to be tough. People had to be tough. You know, in the old days anyway.
Yeah. We got it all cushy now.
Well, comparatively, you know, think of some of the things we had to do early on in life. That a lot of young people don't have to deal with a lot of that stuff. You know, that we did.
I don't know how we made it to the 21st century. How the fuck did we ever live without a smartphone?
I was picking at my phone thinking the same thing. I really have no idea. And it wasn't that long. It wasn't that long ago.
What was the world like 10 years ago? I don't fucking remember. It was boring.
Seriously, it wasn't that long ago that I didn't have this.
Somebody asked you a question, the common answer was, I don't know. Nowadays, you fucking punch it in. Oh, yeah.
Well, you don't even have to punch it in. You just talk to your phone.
Yeah.
Well, we had to figure out things without Google, you know.
Right. Exactly.
You have to go to a library and look up shit in a book.
I did.
My father, you know, you think your parents are Google, right? Back in the day, your parents were Google. You would ask them, what does this word mean? How do you spell this word? My father, get a dictionary. Yep. He would never actually tell us. Now, if we read it and couldn't understand it, he would explain it to us, but he would never just tell us what things meant. He would say, get a dictionary and look it up.
Yeah.
Or get the encyclopedia and look it up.
Encyclopedias are gone.
Yeah.
No, the cultures are very different. I mean, between baby boomers and millennials and whatever the different groups are. But it's a very different.
X, aren't we?
What's that?
Aren't we Generation X?
I'm a baby boomer, I think.
I think I'm at the tail end. I was born in '59.
I was born in '61.
Kid.
Oh, you guys are, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Gen X started in the
kids.
70s, didn't it?
I think the millennials, started in the 70s.
No, the Generation X.
Gen X, I'm sorry, yeah.
Millennials started.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either in the 90s or.
Crazy Paul thinks we're all kids.
Bunch of kids.
We're all babies.
Come on, Paul. After 50, it doesn't matter, does it?
Well, in an argument.
I mean, really, how different can it be, right? I mean, you hit a certain age, and it's kind of like, okay, you know, every year I'm going to deal with a little something.
Yeah, you didn't have to deal with black and white as long as I had on TV.
Right.
That's true. That's true. But I do remember. I remember Lyndon Johnson on TV.
Who?
I remember President Johnson on TV. I remember Vietnam on TV. Black and white.
Me too.
I remember a whole lot of nothing on TV.
Yeah, there wasn't much else. Yeah.
Now,
there was like 3 channels.
No,
that was one of my biggest complaints about the war they had over there now, with the last wars. You didn't see nothing to speak of.
But the reason why was because of Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they don't show the war. They should.
They should.
I think they should, because But the issue was, from my understanding, I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but it was because of the way the soldiers were treated when they came back, because of the fact that we watched them, kill people on TV.
Right.
Yes and no. It was a whole different war too. But the thing is,
well, of course it was a different war, but I'm just saying, before that, you never saw that on television before Vietnam, and then with Vietnam, they were the war was in your living room.
yeah,
And then when the guys came back, they were treated really horribly.
Yeah, well,
when they came back.
Maybe
they were trying to avoid that.
What do you think, Paul?
Well, if you want to stop a war, show them on TV.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And also, if you want to stop a war, bring back the draft.
Yeah, yeah.
Make everybody involved.
Yeah,
and not sending the same guys back over and over and over again and wonder why they go fluky.
Stop it.
Well, I
agree with that.
I think the leading cause of death of the soldier is suicide, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stop listening. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
If we don't have a huge army, we can't keep going to war.
There's no draft now.
What's that?
There's no draft.
No. So why are
everything's voluntary?
Yeah.
But if you want to stop a war quicker, you need a draft. Get everybody involved. Everybody involved.
War, and he got done, and they said if you re-enlist, you'll go to Alaska and do 2 years there, in a desk. So he said, "Fuck yeah!" He enlisted, went to Alaska, and like 4 months later, they shipped him to Afghanistan. He died like 6 months later in a roadside bomb.
That's sad.
Yeah.
And there's some country. Doesn't Switzerland? Don't you have to do 2 years of service in Switzerland, or is that Sweden? I know they do it in Israel.
Israel, yeah, but
but you have to.
But it's not really military.
I think the Swiss do that.
Yeah, but even if you do, you're not going to go to war.
No, but I think if they can recall you at any time then. Just like a draft, but you're already trained in. In a sense. So I think it's Switzerland. I'd have to look that up, but I think it's the Swiss who do that. And for a country that always stays neutral.
Right.
But I think they also have compulsory gun training for everybody too.
I
have to look it up. I may be wrong.
Yeah, I was thinking about what Paul said just a little bit ago. He made a good point. If they would bring back the draft, right? And start sending some of these rich politicians' kids over there. Maybe
no. That would never happen. No.
They don't get into the draft to be drafted.
Right. No. They get bought out of the draft.
No, you can set it up that they can't get waivers.
Yeah, you can.
Good luck with that.
They used to for college. They used to do.
I'm sure the Bush family is going to send their grandchildren.
We have many guys in the Air Force who were guys who ran out money for college and stuff, so he went in the Air Force.
Oh. Imagine. What a choice, huh?
Yeah, well, they were like me. I said, I went in the Air Force, and I'm always honest about it because I can't dodge bullets.
Yeah.
I have no disillusions about what war is.
If I was going to, definitely would pick the Air Force.
So I loaded bombs.
Maybe the Navy.
No, they can sink ships.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think I can live on a ship.
Yeah,
too. Huh?
They haven't sunk an Air Force
carrier. Aircraft carrier is like a fucking city. It's not, and I don't think they sink.
It's still on water.
Nah.
Yeah, but
nah.
I don't know.
I don't like guys that much. No.
I'm not a big fan of the ocean, so I don't think.
Not in wartime, no.
No.
But I was on the USS New Jersey. That's big. And, you walk in there, you don't feel like you're crowded.
Wow.
High ceilings. It's huge.
Yeah.
But I don't think a country like ours can be without a military, Angry.
No, I don't think so at all.
Never. And we have to be prepared. I mean, it's too late for that.
We've got way too many hillbillies just waiting to turn 18 to sign up.
Yeah.
You thin out the crew.
Way too many hillbillies just waiting to get behind one of them gunners.
That's what I'm saying. They can't wait till they're 18 so they can join the Marines or something.
Oh, the Gyrenes. Okay, who's that?
Yeah, there's an argument with somebody about the whole Confederate Navy Jack ordeal back, I guess it's still going on. But they're like, I don't know what crazy percentage of people that have died in all foreign wars have been from the South. Yeah, because the people in the North aren't stupid enough to keep signing up their kids. They tell their kids, no, you're not going to join the Army.
Well, a lot of military tradition.
Anyway.
A lot of military traditions are from the South. I mean,
That's
military
right.
families. It's a very. I wouldn't. I don't know if it's a Southern thing. Robin, you'd know more than I would.
Well, I mean, it is I guess it is a Southern thing. It's a proud thing, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost take offense to some of the things you're saying.
What?
I'm from the South. I was born and raised in the South, and I'm not stupid. And
No, except
Oh, okay.
no
yeah,
one would ever say that.
But you did. Your kids didn't join the military, did they?
my son thought about it, and if my son wanted to join the military, I would stand behind him. Although
But you were not encouraging.
I would not encourage him to.
That's
As
the
a matter of fact, you have to register for something, right?
Mhm,
When you
Yeah, for the draft. Yeah.
you have to register
Selective
still, right?
service. Yeah,
Selective
selective
service.
Yeah.
So when my son turned 18, he had to do that.
Yeah, that's what I had to do too.
And a recruiter called my house, and it was during the Bush administration, and it was during the Iraq War, and I happened to answer the phone, and I flat out told the guy, my son will not be serving in Mr. Bush's war. So it was a Marine. It was the Marines that were calling him, and I'm like, please don't call my house again, because when you sign up for that, they want you to pick one of them.
Right.
I guess, and I guess that's why they were calling. And I just flat out told them, don't ever call my house again, because my son will not be serving in Mr. Bush's war. So
Yeah. No,
never got to call again.
I was in the same situation with one of my sons, but my whole thing was, I think in the South, the tradition of the military is not the same as like wanting to go to war and kill people. It's more of a formal. It had a lot to do with academies and VMI and places like that.
It had a lot to do with getting an education as well.
Yeah, and tradition and
Exactly.
honor and things like that. I studied a lot about the Civil War, and aside from the slavery issues, the demeanor and the attitudes of both the North and South, it's a very mixed bag, and that people don't talk about the North very often during that time period. But I look at people like that were down there, the leadership. Not all of them, some of them looked at it as not one country, but like General Lee, Virginia was his country. He referred to it as his country. I mean, he saw that state as a separate country, and people did back then. It wasn't until after the Civil War that we started referring to the United States. Before that, it was, the states in America, the United States of America, those sorts of things. We changed the dialogue after that war. Before that war, this is their home, this is their country, and somebody was invading it. That was as long as they, went with it. So I have a different kind of perspective on the traditions from the South. That they come from a different place than the one that's often assigned to them.
Right.
In a lot of ways.
I would never
I don't
live
see
anywhere else. I make fun, and I know where I'm from. I'm not delusional about where I'm from, but I would never give that up for anything.
Yeah,
especially the city that I was born and raised in.
Yeah,
I would never give that experience up.
I love the North. I love where I'm from, and Minnesota. But I don't deny what we did to the Indians here. I don't deny that. I don't gloss over that. But I also don't deny what a lot of the pioneers did to settle this country and the things that what they endured and the traditions that they handed down. it's a real mixed bag no matter where you go, I think. You know.
I agree. Because we talk about, people talk about the South and slavery and so forth and so on, but as you said, it wasn't just Southerners who came over here and murdered the Native Americans.
Oh yeah, then there were slaves in the North. I mean, come on, there were slaves.
Of course.
You know, and in New York City, when they were trying to raise army during in the middle of the Civil War, they offered $300. You could pay somebody $300 to take your place in New York City, right? And it upset so many people they went down and burned an orphanage for black children. All these white guys did, because these black guys were taking the money and going serving for these rich white guys. I mean, you don't hear about those stories about, but they burned down this orphanage, to pay back the black guys that were doing this sort of thing. And there are stories that seem to be, when it comes to the racism, they're simply limited to the South, and I find that just wrong. It's just not historically accurate. I mean, a lot of the states that were against slavery were just really against having black people in their state. They weren't really against slavery, you know.
I've pointed out on several occasions, and again, I'm not delusional about the South and what goes on here, but I've pointed out on several occasions when, like, some big story comes out about some racist organization or group from somewhere in the North, and even on the northern East Coast.
Right.
When you hear about stories about these people, I always try and point that out. I've had people say, well, that's because, especially like if it's in Detroit or something like that, they'll say things like, well, that's because when the car industry came, people from the South came and moved up to the North. And that's why they're racist in the North.
Right.
I mean, I've heard that countless times.
I have too, and I never really thought about it, but you're right. I've heard it a lot.
My fucking ass. Okay?
Well, it's just... Come on. It's just people try to find a way.
There's a way to, let's make up. That's almost like making up. That's almost like making up Bible stories. I mean, it's like stupid. Just own it. Own it.
I moved to Illinois recently, well, a couple years ago anyway, and I found out something weird. I never knew it. Illinois touches Alabama somehow. It's got to.
Okay.
There's some fucking.
Oh, do y'all have cooties now? Y'all have cooties?
No, I'm saying it's a bunch of fucking hee-haw motherfuckers out here, really.
Well, Southern Illinois is different.
Is beautiful.
I'm in Northern Illinois. I'm about 100 miles east or west of Chicago.
Well, Southern Illinois,
northwest.
I think it's right on the Ohio, isn't it? On the Ohio River.
I'm gonna have to get a map up now.
I know. But
Tennessee's, I think, or God damn it,
yeah, I don't know. I'm just talking on my house.
Ferguson, what the fuck state is that in? Is it right? Isn't that right below us? Ferguson. What state was that in?
Missouri.
Yeah. Isn't that like right below Illinois?
It's around there. Yeah, it's in that area. I don't know. Near Kansas.
Missouri.
Okay, time out. Here, I've got a map right here. You said Illinois touches who?
No, I said somehow Illinois touches Alabama.
No.
Not the state.
I absolutely not physically, but like.
There's Kentucky, Tennessee.
I'm saying it seems that way. It really does seem that way. There's some fucking hillbilly motherfuckers up here.
Well,
is it being molested?
Aren't they both on the Ohio River?
I don't know. No.
Okay, then I have no theory.
I live in Rockford.
Oh.
No, I'm just saying. There's like 3 states in between.
Yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah. You would have to go southeast.
You're pretty much Midwest.
Right.
Like it or not.
Right.
Mid-east.
Yeah, you're right next to Missouri, actually.
Not to change the subject, guys, or anything, but I'm gonna probably have to hang it up here in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right. I'm probably gonna have to head down and do some stuff too.
Uh,
I just, like I said, I heard Robin's voice and I thought, what the heck?
Oh,
And it
okay.
was
I
across,
know.
well, it's across the room. You know, I just had it on and I was working on stuff, and then.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
this is the first time she's been in one of my hangouts, so I got really excited.
Oh, really? Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I've not. Yeah,
I did not know that.
I'm usually working, or you start really late, and
Yeah.
I just came across it. I think somebody made a comment on it, and it was in my stream or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, I was irritated editing, so I said, "Screw this."
Well, I've seen you 2 nights in a row, and
That's
you
not
should
good.
feel special.
I feel really good about myself. Yeah, I do.
Let me
Oh,
see your
okay.
hands.
Okay, I'll say that.
Let me see your hands, PW Swivel.
You know, I normally just stop in and say hi to Paul and Quiet and Angry,
Yeah.
and, you know, whoever else is around, and Jonathan sometimes. And who's the harp? Who's the harp?
He's his name is John too.
Oh, okay. John, do you talk or
Yeah, he does.
does he? Okay.
Does he know he's muted?
I don't know. John, are you there?
I can say whatever I want. He can't talk back. Oh, there.
Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
John,
I'm here.
I didn't get a chance to talk to you tonight, and I'm sorry. At some point, I'd like to maybe be more quiet and have you express yourself a little bit.
That's
You
all
know,
right.
just- Yeah. Well, just saying.
PW and I can't help it. We like to talk a lot.
I know.
You do.
It's been that way. You know.
Hey, I enjoy listening to you guys talk, man. I'm not offended.
We
Yeah,
don't
but if I
care.
don't
We
get
don't
stopped-
care if you're offended.
Yeah, and if we don't get stopped, we just don't stop. you
That's
know.
right.
I was watching Darren last night, kind of doing some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Darren likes to talk.
He does. He goes on a tangent, and I thought, hey, rein it in, boy. You know. It's like, but he's got good opinions. It's just
Yeah, he does.
no. I think these are great conversations where there's not a super agenda. You know, trying to debate somebody or convince somebody of something. People can have conversations, which I think is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
Hey,
the
that's
whole,
what I.
to me, the whole debate thing is, I honestly think it's pointless. I've
It's
said that.
over.
I've said that a million times. It's
Yeah.
a waste of time, and to me, it's pointless. It may be fun to people to debate,
Mm-hmm.
and every now and then, yeah, I guess I can get into it, but I
The
just
debate-
find it pointless.
The debate is not for the person you're debating.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
never
Well,
for-
I
Especially like
understand.
William A. Craig, because he's got
It's
his
for the
agenda.
fence sitters. I get it.
Yeah, I know you understand.
Blah blah.
So push him off the fence.
It's for the fence sitters, damn it.
Listen,
I
we all have our way of pushing people off the fence.
Right.
My way is
It's
mocking
right.
and ridiculing.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And
Yeah.
dildos and stuff. But that's my
Okay.
way.
It works. Hey,
We
Okay.
all we all have our place here on YouTube.
Right.
You know?
Baby. Dildos.
Albany's back.
PW has this whole, calm demeanor, and now, I mean, honestly, your first 2 videos I enjoyed almost more than, the "I'm not a monster" video.
Oh,
Almost.
hey,
And
PW
that had-
Swivel though. See,
Yeah.
PW Swivel. My favorite all-time video from you is "I'm Not a Monster."
Yeah, I get that a lot. And honestly, I mean, I liked how it worked, but it's a very simple. There's not much to it,
Well,
really, when you think about it.
But you were making a very simple point,
Right.
and that's
Right.
that's what it was all about.
I should probably stick to that. Based on the comments.
No,
Based on the comments I've been
no.
seeing in my latest video, I might want to.
Controversy is good.
Okay. All right.
Rebellion is good.
Yeah,
Conflict makes changes.
That's true. That's true. I just want to avoid drama, but I don't.
Sometimes you
I'm good at
can't.
that. No, sometimes you
And
can't.
people divided
just
can
can't.
never rise.
That's true.
Sometimes when people, sometimes I try to avoid too much drama. Yes, I stick my foot in it and my toe into it every once in a while. But sometimes it has to be pointed out. Like you have people creating all this drama about nothing.
Right.
And it has to be pointed out. And sometimes I feel like I have to do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't really have much to say about religion or anymore. I have about ideologies and thinking and magical thinking and that sort of thing and deceptive thinking. But as far as debating whether or not religion is valid or not, or whether an atheist is a valid thing or not, I'm kind of past that now. I don't relate to that. To me, it's like, yeah, I don't believe in leprechauns either, but I don't have to talk about that all the time.
right, exactly.
Well,
I'd like to make a point, though, about something, okay. I wasn't on the Hangout, and it was a Hangout you guys had, and I made a comment on that Hangout the other day, John, quiet.
Yes, Miss
And
Robin.
I want to make a I do want to make a comment about, I guess, kind of that person. The things that he was saying on the Hangout about, and I guess on his video, and yes, he was talking about me in that video.
He was.
Without saying my name.
What?
But he did say my name in the Hangout. He did say it was about me in the Hangout.
Did he?
Yes.
I thought I was the only one that said your name.
No. He said Robin. He didn't say Robin Dupree Reed, but he did say Robin.
Okay.
I just wanted to make a point that what he said in that Hangout, that he was complaining that I was all over his G+ page, complaining about him in that video.
Mm-hmm.
He was totally lying.
That's
Wow.
yeah. That's why you said.
Completely, utterly lying, because I didn't even know about the video until Sunday night, and that Hangout was like 10 days before that.
Yeah.
So
And
he's on there saying that she's all over my G+ page complaining about the video.
Yeah, and that is
And
why
honestly, his video,
no one said anything to you was because everyone, I think, thought you knew.
So his video, I mean, honestly, it meant nothing to me. If you don't like what I do on YouTube, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
You could care less.
I could not care less.
You could care less.
No.
To not care less means you care a lot.
No, you got it backwards.
You got it backwards, dude. It's I could not care. Whatever. I could not care less.
As she can.
I couldn't care any less than I care right now, which is 0. Okay? About his video, about what he thinks of me. But just the fact that he lied about that, I have a problem with that. And then he was also talking about, in the video, I think he was talking about, we're always on here complaining about Christians, calling them stupid. We're calling Christians stupid, and that we don't have anything else to offer them.
Yeah.
What do you as atheists have to offer them other than Christianity?
I didn't know it was something that had to be replaced.
That was just the dumbest statement I have ever heard in my life.
Well, that's why he has a stupid size hole that
wait a
only
minute.
Satan can fill.
You know what we have to replace fairy tales? Fucking reality. How about reality?
Yeah.
I agree. I don't believe in leprechauns, but I don't have a hole in my heart for it. You know, it's like
it's like he had this big hole that he had to fill, and he had to fill it with Satanism.
Yeah, it's a whole nother. That's a whole line of argument that people try to bring up just to say there's a necessity for Christianity, and or religion. Yeah. You know, I do think spirituality is a process that the brain goes through early in life, where you try to understand what, an exploration of spirituality. I think that's natural. It's where you end up that's important. I think it's right. I think it's normal to question the universe.
Hey, Robin.
When you're older.
Hey, Robin, you should have seen what he sent to me at my Facebook, man. Whew. Fuck.
What did he say about you?
Yeah, I'm making a response video to everything here, so be on the lookout for that.
Here's the thing, and I actually was debating with myself, like this whole time I've been sitting here talking to you guys, about bringing him up, because I don't really want to give him any attention, but I thought that exposing that he lied, number one, and number two, the point he was trying to make about us not having anything to offer was, I mean, it's like the dumbest statement I've ever heard, but I think he wants the attention. I think he wants us to make response videos. Maybe he even wants me to nominate him for Dildo of the Week. I am not going to do it. I know nothing about this person until Angry told me about the video and the Hangouts. I mean, he showed up on my Hangouts a couple of times. I knew nothing about this person. And then he's making this, and then he doesn't even tag me in it. Doesn't even say my name or tag me in it. So
I was talking to him in private one day, and I gave you a shout out. I told him to check you out. And next thing I know, the next Hangout he was there, and I was like, that's cool.
And he didn't really contribute much. I mean, he was on for a few minutes, and then he left. Yeah. And I think he showed up actually twice.
Yep, I saw him too.
Honestly, the time that I've spent talking about him right now is to me too much time anyway, but I just wanted to make a point about him lying, and then he has no point about us not having anything else to offer. I mean, we have reality to offer people.
Well, the thing that bothered me the most about him, Robin, was the fact that one of the things that I will say that he mentioned to me on Facebook was he seems to have this idea that the fact that he unsubscribed to me is somehow going to be the end of my channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Isn't it funny? Isn't that funny how people think that? And if people don't like what I do, it's okay. I know I'm not for everyone. I'm a little kind of a hard pill to swallow for some people. Some
Really?
Just don't like. Yeah,
well, I can't relate to that at all.
I just don't like to hear a woman say "fuck" 72 times in one video.
Oh boy!
But that's okay. That's cool. You don't have to subscribe to me. You don't have to stay subscribed to me. But then when you announce it to me, I can't take you anymore. I'm unsubscribing.
Yeah.
Big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Hey, so you go by.
That was one of the first comments I got today on my video. Was,
I'm unsubscribing?
Unsubbed, it said at the end. Unsubbed. Nice. And I thought, well, all right. That's fine.
Yeah, I happened to read that particular comment that you were talking about, PW.
He was angry. He was, whoa.
I haven't seen the video yet, so I'm still on the fence.
Angry.
Okay.
And I just subbed you.
He was upset.
What?
He was angry that he thought I was endorsing police brutality.
How? There's somebody with real tunnel vision.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you respond to that? You just don't. And then since he unsubbed, I figured, well, I don't have to now.
It's like, bye-bye.
Yeah, I really don't respond.
Yeah, take you to your mind and go away.
I'll talk to people privately. No, I don't worry about it. I'm not doing for subs. Subs don't really change anything that I can do.
Well, here's what I think about. I mean, listen, I love everybody who's subbed to me. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for watching. But here's the thing. I mean, I have 2,500 subs I just made, right? Mm-hmm. So my videos really don't get that many views if you think about that. So, of course, my boring Bible reading video, which, of course, now I'll never stop doing because that guy says, why does she read the Bible for 15 minutes? Oh, my God. I can't stop doing that now because just to piss that guy off, I'm just going to do it. But
might I interject? I have a quick question, Robin.
Let me finish making my point, though. Right. I get, like, on Fundy Fuck Tartary Friday, that's where I get the most views, and I get around 700 views on that.
That's pretty good.
To me, that's how many subs I actually have.
Right.
Those people that watch me every single week, especially on Friday night, those 700 people are my subs, not the 2,500 people. Because, you know, people sub me because Claire told them to.
Yeah.
King Crocodile told them to,
Right.
and Bob the Bits told them to. That's
Mhm.
why they came and subbed me. You know,
Yeah.
they didn't all stay, or some of them stayed and they didn't really even watch. You know,
Right.
so
Well, my last video, most of the viewers were not subs, which I found interesting. Like 52% or something
wow,
were not subscribers.
really,
So that tells me that I don't know how many views it has, but it's like only half of those were my actual subscribers.
interesting.
So less than half of my subscribers were even watching. So I can't put a lot of faith into these numbers.
Right.
Just the number of views, I think, is all I can look at. How many people watched it? You know, and it wouldn't change what I do anyway. It's just, you know, if 5 people like what I do, that's enough for me.
Right.
I just wish I could get my timing down to 14 seconds like Albany does. You know, that's fucking amazing.
Oh my God, that would be so hard for me. How would I do it?
14 seconds. Imagine
14
that.
seconds. I can't.
One of
can't
them was
say-
14 seconds, right? Several of them. Or one was 19.
How do you say fuck 72 times in 14 seconds?
I don't know how you.
None
How's
of
Damn it.
How's that studio coming, Albany?
good. Yeah, no, none of my vines are over 15 seconds.
Oh yeah, PW.
That's funny.
What's that?
PW. I wanted to tell you that I was keeping an eye on your comment section, you know, to see what people were saying under that video, and I wanted to tell you that you just gained 2 brand new subscribers.
Now, Robin, about the whole Bible reading thing, I have a quick question about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, not that I'm complaining, because I could never afford to play along, but when did you stop playing why did you, I know when you stopped, but why did you stop playing the smoke every time I say this, drink every time I say you know?
It's too much editing.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Because
Just
I was
putting a
going
little
in there,
thing
you know,
to
saying
stick on
smoke. Yeah, it takes longer. And honestly, that video is easy to make. It's another reason why I don't stop doing it, because all I do is sit here on my couch, read the Bible, say what I think about it. That's all I'm really doing.
Right.
And then I have to just edit out a few, you know, fuck ups. But and then after I would do that, I would have to go back and edit in, you know, smoke one, drink one, you know, I would have to do that. And it just took too much time.
I don't know
I like
it is in Florida, but I could never afford to play along. There was no way.
I don't drink or smoke, so
I don't drink.
yeah. I like to spend most of my time working on my Friday video, and so that's why that one's really easy for me to make, actually.
You do realize how long it's going to take you to read the Bible, right?
Oh yeah, I know.
I did the math.
I realize that. And maybe one day I'll get bored with it.
22.8 years.
I think I better start reading faster. Yeah.
Well, you read a chapter a day, right?
I'm going to be dead by then.
Well, you only have 20.8 years left, right?
Well, at least Robin will know it pretty damn good when she's done with the Bible.
Yeah.
I know enough. I know enough already.
already.
Believe me, I know too much already. Oh.
It's kind of like a dirty little secret you didn't want to know too much about.
It is. It really is. And then when you talk about what you've learned with other people, well, Christians,
right?
It's almost like they don't even know.
Yeah.
Like you'll say something about what you just read, and
yeah,
they have no idea what you're talking about most of the time, unless it's Adam and Eve and Noah, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Adam and Gomorrah.
No, that's true. That's true.
It's true.
If you want to know about the Bible, you ask an atheist. You know, you just,
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah, because we certainly know it a lot.
What makes atheists?
We certainly know it a lot more than they do.
I
Unfortunately.
believe we do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
but
got-
Evidently, though, we don't because.
I don't know, Robin. Robin, you better quit taking it out of context now. You're a sinner.
Well, okay. Well, you see that right there. That right there is why I'm reading it the way I'm reading it.
That's a good point.
Nobody can ever accuse me of taking it out of context if I am reading it from one cover to the end.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I wanted to do that with a Christian, like have an atheist and a Christian read the Bible from the beginning to end, and you try and defend what it says, and the atheist can just tear it apart because you can't defend it. There's no way you can defend sell your daughter for 50 shekels of silver. There's no.
Well, forget that part of it. Okay, whatever. That was a different time. Yeah, it was a different time. Whatever. The time that's been wasted, just in the parts that I've read so far, and tomorrow night will be Deuteronomy 7.
Mm-hmm.
Just in that part, the time wasted, the words wasted on the most important book ever written.
Yeah.
Is
Like how many times
unbelievable
they
to me.
describe how to make the fucking tassels at the bottom of a stupid
Exactly.
I mean, how many fucking times do you really
And
have to
how
fucking,
many
like,
times do you have to sacrifice
yeah,
7
with-
lambs or bulls or whatever?
or a goat and with some unleavened bread and some whatever the fuck wine and some
Where the
fucking
hell did they get all of these animals?
in the
They
desert.
were in the middle of the desert.
Where'd they get fucking unleavened bread? Where'd they get fucking wheat?
Where did they?
They get all of that stuff out of Ken Ham's Ark.
True, that must be it.
It was magic.
Unbelievable. I mean, how can you? You have to believe in magic to believe it. There's no other way.
Yeah. Supernatural.
Exactly.
See, I got to head out. I want to say goodnight to everybody. It was a great conversation. Albany, you talk too much, just so you know.
I'll be looking forward to unsubbing you tonight.
Yeah, there you go. Join the hate club.
Yeah, Albany.
Just go on there and call me a racist. Just go on there and call me a racist.
I'm going to, right?
Yeah, I think you should. I think
In
you
all
should.
quotes.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to you
I
later.
think I think Albany talks too much.
I do.
No, I was just saying that because you were quiet today.
No, I just a lot of what you guys are talking about, I don't know a lot of the people, so it's more of just taking what you're saying.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Listen, I'm gonna go too because I gotta work in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta shut it down myself.
Dirty words.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Thank you for coming by, Robin.
Oh, my pleasure. Good night.
Good night. All right, gentlemen. Thank you all for coming by. Thank you for coming by, John. Sorry we couldn't talk that much today, but I'll probably have another one tomorrow night, so you can come in if you want.
You've been warned.
And everybody have a good night. Have a good night, Albany. If you can't be good at it.
You know,
Oh my.
practice.
Yeah, Albany. If you can't be good at it.
That's my new life motto.
Yep.
I think I've heard that somewhere before. I can't place it though.